game where you go in where it's like, it doesn't feel like either team has a big draft advantage. Like OB Neon, I think, set themselves up for a pretty solid TP game. Like, yeah, the Doom is problematic and stuff, but it just feels like TP against these other cores and even against the Doom, like, can work well. Necro pick, a bit of an X factor for me. I do think Polaris overall a bit of a favorites, and that's where, at least for game one, like, I would lean their way because I think there's a lot of pressure on OB Neon to make plays and moves when you're up against this kind of greedy draft. Any draft with the Doom is just naturally going to be looking to outfarm you.
Yeah, and that they knew that this was kind of going to be the Polaris game plan coming in. I know that, Sheep was talking about the fact that Polaris has been expanding the way that they play. They've been doing these other things more recently where they try and, not just be late game. Dude, Jing has been spamming this emote the whole freaking time that he's been in there. It's good luck charm. But yeah, I'm curious if this sort of return back to greedy, stack up constantly with Xavius on the coddle type of gameplay is going to work for them. And the early couple of minutes are going to be definitely interesting to watch.
Yeah. It's definitely where they found their success. And I think naturally it's the kind of gameplay that's going to get punished by maybe the top teams. Like, it was Boom who first beat them during this DPC season. It was a close 2-1, but I think they felt pressured to try and adjust their gameplay because teams like Boom, Fnatic, T1 are going to potentially cause them problems, although they beat T1 early in the season. But now that they're going up against some of these teams that are less good at executing an aggressive game plan, and also what we've seen from OB Neon is a lot of greedy drafts. Asta likes to play these late game carries. I think going back to this greedy style is a good idea for Polaris.
Okay, well, getting into position here, trying to get themselves a quick couple of runes, and Asta able to outclick him there, actually. So a quick little runaway, but OB Neon starting off with 3 bounty runes as Asta takes a beating and gets back over to the lane. Should be perfectly fine there, starting with just the full magic wand. Kind of interesting.
Gets the tower high five.
Love it.
This is the Tundra Gaming Magic Wand starting item. I feel like they're the ones who would just get a bunch of branches and magic sticks and wands. And you're playing against Coddle Doom. Like, Devour's got a long cooldown, but you're gonna get some free wand charges here.
Yeah, definitely. And back towards this bottom side, you can already see the pressure being thrown back with the reflection early on. Abang did go up and block that hard camp, actually, on the Bane. So they're not going to quite have the success that they want yet, although Xavius does already have a sentry ward, and they saw him coming down from the north, so they might anticipate that was blocked off. But Coddle, Doom, and the constant spam is likely we're going to be seeing it a little bit here from Xavius on this Coddle. This hero that's completely taken over the DPC, it feels like. He's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Coddle, yeah. Fully arriving as the kind of go-to support for so many different teams, and every now and then, very rarely, a mid laner. This hero just does so much. The lane securing with Illuminate, the stacking. Chakra has so many different synergies. I think it's a fairly fun hero to watch, too. Like, it's not a big playmaker out of the 4th position, but it's a hero that encourages, aggressive Dota a lot of the time, even though it's known for also its turtling.
As we take a look also up top side here, Natsumi taking a good chunk of damage there from Enryu and Jing. They're keeping that pressure on. And another couple of heroes that have definitely risen in prominence in this Necrophos can be a heck of a bully. And if you can start getting some of those kills stacked up early, the regen that you get is just absolutely insane.
Yeah. I feel like some of the Necro we've seen here in SCA hasn't been as impressive, and the heroes felt even lackluster at times, but that's partly because it's been mostly, I think, T1 and Cuckoo playing, and they'll just pick the hero first phase and get hard countered. This is the first game where I feel like I see a Necro, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a really good Necro game. Like, yeah, you can get Doom, but there's other Doom targets he's gonna have to worry about. But yeah, playing Necro into Tiny, that's partly why Necro has become popular, particularly in some of the other regions, is because of this Tiny matchup. The percent-based damage of the Reaper just feels really nice. So I think this is a great last pick. If you're going to last pick your off lane, having Necro in your pool is a very helpful thing to have.
All right, well, and welcome back again. We're going a quick pause. Hopefully the game will get going again soon. But the other little switcheroo that Necro pick gave us is now it's going to be the Sand King playing mid against Pango. And this is another one of those things that sort of, I think it was Carl that might have done it first or something like that. But he sort of provides on Avatar mode this just big hulking presence to drop in a lane and stop any action from going on. But it does feel kind of weird because I don't know how much Polaris are really going to try and get aggro early with this lineup.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of it. I think Lelouch is gonna be more like the combo breaker Pengo. Like he's not looking to like go make a bunch of plays, but if Neon play aggressive, he's gonna be there. He's gonna have his Rolling Thunder basically to deter aggression and to protect his like, you know, greedy farming, Tiny and Doom and stuff.
Well, it'll be good stuff to watch for sure. And again, a lot of tiebreaker implications for both of these teams. You know, Neon trying to keep their life alive, and on the side of Polaris, they're still hoping to get to the major. Not all hope is lost. There is a possibility, but if they want to get there, they got to win here. As down bottom, again, a good chunk of pressure there onto Asta. Eats and Illuminate. A couple more hits off the bat as well.
Yeah. So far, these lanes, I think, going mostly passively, which is what you'd expect. Typically, Doom's not looking to go hyper aggressive, and you're playing into a Bane TB, so you've got to kind of respect that metamorphosis whenever it can be cast. And you know, typical players things, they want to go back and stack. They've realized their camp's been blocked, so they unblock it, and Xavius is going to have to wait a little bit longer to start getting those stacks. And he also zones the Bane away, so that did a good job of not letting Arbang come in to body block it, since he was looking to maybe reblock it. He's got Bane is triple sentry.
Oh my god.
He's looking to get back in there. He's like, okay, you dewarded me. I'm getting back in there. And the problem for Asta on TP is he's going anytime Bane's not in the lane, so he's getting harassed a lot. His lane's under quite a bit of pressure because, you know, I think what Arbang's doing is fine. Like he wants to go stop these stacks, but makes the TB's life harder.
Yeah, and I don't think Xavius has any more queued up. The thing that's interesting about this is I wonder, like, as actually Arbang TP's back to lane to ensure that Asta can get some farm.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
if he dies, he's gone for a while. Yeah, this is pretty bad. But at the same time, you know, if they can stop those stacks, that's usually what Lelouch at least uses it to go on in and take the hard camp, boost up his farm. So we'll see where they end up going with it. But at least for now, a big battle over the economy, as we might have expected.
Yeah. And this is where it supports like this Bane are going to have to like, he's sacrificing his game, like buying triple sentry. TP scrolls are pretty expensive these days. Usually you're getting them by dying, and he's just using a TP to get back to lane to salve up his carry and also like help him get a bit of CS. So, you know, Arbang getting items this game is a bit of a pipe dream.
My man has less net worth than he started with. Arbang is struggling. Yep. So it's going to be a little while there for him. But regardless, you can see that the pulls are getting off here. Xavius Force still keeping pretty good control of this lane, but Terrorblade, he's not being completely zoned out. He's still getting farm on this TB. The main winner so far, at least, has been Avatar Mode, who's currently sitting level 5, almost getting level 6 here on Lelouch, and will be able to probably get into a decent time Blink Dagger.
He's looking pretty well-versed on this mid-sanking, at least with his farm. He's getting a bit low here. The level 6 is coming up soon. Lelouch doesn't actually hit him with that swashbuckle. I believe he was trying to get the creeps and the harass in, so good news for Sanking. He's just utilizing the Sandstorm to farm that little camp with the mid-wave, so getting that kind of farm advantage.
That's what he wants to do for sure. And I think that deny might have stopped the Pango from getting level 6, so pretty clutch there as well, because it looked like he wanted to all in him. But regardless, that might be the next point of contention. We'll see. Maybe if somebody rotates over.
Yeah. For now, Avatar Mode. Oh, is he going for the Rolling Thunder mid?
Trying to make it happen. Needs to get another hit. Drops down the Sentry Ward afterwards. Oh, but the little juke.
Can he juke again?
Juke back and forth. He wants to get out of there, but Lelouch eventually finds the kill. Bushwhack in. Couple more punches. And they get the counterplay.
The support dream. The solo XP on a mid hero. And unfortunately, he doesn't get to stick around mid. He's got to go back, and he's trying to stack some jungle camps. But great move from the Pangolier. Has to commit the sentry under the tower, but double sentry for a kill like that, he's going to be more than happy since it's first blood gold.
And another round, as you can see there, of the stacks being stopped constantly by Arbang. I mean, this is what Polaris showed early on in the season, and people know how to play against them now.
Yeah. And that means for Polaris, I think you kind of have to maybe focus these lanes a bit more. It's like, okay, if this Bane's going to be constantly out of the lane, you can't just rely on this catch-up and this power farming of your Ancients, but their lanes are going solid. So we'll see how Polaris kind of transition out of this, because they can't just fall back on this hyper-greed with jungle stacks. They're going to have somebody make some plays and moves. So someone like Lelouch on the Pango probably is just going to naturally get a lot less farm in a game like this when they don't have stacks to play around.
And it does mean, you know, that's part of the reason why he goes for that kill there, but making sure that he's able to get stuff happen in the other lanes as well. As you can see, back and forth they go. The Bane just pressuring Force and actually finds him now with the sleep. There's a couple pings. I don't think they can do anything here, though. No.
Just poking things. Give Asta another salve. Just constantly buying regen for his carry. Abeng's still under 600 net worth. You know, that's just life for him right now. Buy salves, block enemy camps, forget boots.
Yeah, no chance for him to do much more than that. I mean, to be fair, it's like, you know, it's a Bane. Just get some XP. Things will be fine.
Even the Hoodwink top coming in, like he blocks the camp and he was leeching some XP. This is Polaris in week 1 and 2. They just love farming their jungle.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, it goes to show, like, you know, over the course of 6 weeks, how these teams sort of react to gameplay that they see. And, you know, the early strength that Polaris have, they have been able to still find some amount of success here and there. But if they want to beat Neon here, they're at least not going to get a free win off the back of this jungle farming.
Here we go. 8-minute Blink Dagger on Avatar mode Sanking. It is go time on some level for them. They instantly smoke up. Jing's Hoodwink is going to be the big playmaker he wants to pair with. So you've got the Chain Stun coming out.
Look who they find.
They've got Epicenter.
Natsumi got him immediately. Looking for the bushwhack afterwards. Oh, he gets the tree though. Cuts the tree down so they don't have enough for the kill. And that is a nice little dodge.
Yeah. It may have... I don't even if he doesn't cut the tree, I don't know if it was enough damage. He had like 17 one charges, so it's going to be tricky anyway. Sanking, just a hard kill to get on Tiny, who's so tanky. He's still trying to make these moves. This is kind of I think, a risky part of the game for Avatar's mode, his game. Like, he's going all in on this fast Blink Dagger, like no like greedy boots of travel or anything. He needs to connect on some of these rotations or he's going to fall off, and Polaris is just going to keep out farming them.
Yeah, and they are well versed to be able to do that now, as he was even sticking around trying to steal the bounty rune away, just not afraid. Drop down that ward and know that Lelouch was right behind him.
Yep. Yeah, Avatar mode, they probably could kill the Pugna there, but it would likely come at the cost of somebody. Good job finding the cuddle spot.
And Ryu on the board.
This top tower needs to be taken ASAP. This is what's going to just give them a lot of map control, allow them to constantly invade this top tower jungle. At some point, you just have to kind of give up the enemy triangle and let them keep farming it. Ideally, you know, keep blocking it with wards and whatnot, but like, you can't just expect to be able to control both enemy jungles. So just prioritize getting one over.
Natsumi there, running right past Asta on his way towards the jungle as well. And, you know, this early pressure that's being mounted up top, it looks like it's going to be mirrored by Polaris down bottom. 2 points up in the Nether Blast for Pugna. Feels like it's a decent time to try and push this one down a little bit here. But we'll see if they really try and pressure for it. And Abeng, level 5.
I could see Obi Neon defending towers, like Blink Sanking, Necro's Hood. Necro can probably TP into like any enemy hood. Like, pop your hood, even if you get Doom, you probably survive through it. Or if you don't survive through it, like, you may be setting up your team to win the team fight. So I think Obi Neon are going to be the ones who look to defend their towers. We'll have it to see here. They've got a Bane Invis here, so they can set up using the Nightmare potentially.
And not quite level 6 yet, and is getting close to it. They're going to use the glyph now. Force comes on in. He eats the catapult. Not seeing any other rotations down bottom, but it would probably have to be TPs anyway. So they might try and get him on his way out of here. Well, there you go. Jing caught him. Popping the ulti. Bushwhack afterwards. And the Bro Strike through for the kill. Still,
they were waiting
dead.
for Sanking's... Oh, yeah. The reason they couldn't come early is Sanking's TP was actually on cooldown. So I think that's why they took so long. It's just waiting for Avatar mode to have that TP back up. Like I said, they want to defend these towers. But if a big team fight happens, Necro's really strong. Sanking's got Blink. They don't want to just give up these towers, but unfortunately, TP cooldowns are such a big thing in early game.
I don't know if you saw that one also, but even Asta's getting in on the action, and he sent his illusion up to block the ancient camp from being stacked as well. So everybody is involved in trying to shut down these guys' farm.
That's nice, and you can see the Tiny's net worth. He is number 6 on the charts here. That's the hero that's, you know, max tree throw. Like, he wants to be playing this farming greedy style, but he's just had no stacks to go to. So not easy for him to get his farm on. You've got a Doom with Midas who's trying to, you know, doesn't really do a whole lot until he's got at least Blink Dagger, but really Blink BKB. Pengulu does have defusal, so this is probably something that Polaris may want to try and make some moves around. The problem is they've got two very passive supports, like no stuns, no slows. Their supports dish out damage, but they're all in on this Pengo setting stuff up.
Oh, he was going to get stunned there for a second. Low mana, though, afterwards, and Natsumi comes on in. They will take out that creep wave and maybe now finally head back to one stack that was able to be created.
They've got it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Big rune secure, though. The Sand King just fighting over that top power rune has a haste rune. He instantly just runs back to Fountain. Like, he doesn't want to use this bottle to heal himself up because he wants to make some plays happen with this haste. So Tiap and get picked off here in the jungle.
Comes on in. He gets the bounty rune, but it costs his life. So again, low kills so far. And likewise, not really objectives taken either. There's a little bit of damage onto both mid tier 1 towers, but with the exception of that, it's been a very static game. And I mean, I guess we've sort of talked about this in the context of both of these teams wanting to farm up. Do you feel like one is going to want to sort of like get that pressure on earlier between these two squads?
I would look a bit more to OB Neon, like when they hit their item timings with TB. I think they're the ones who are going to have a bit more playmaking potential, whereas for Polaris, they just have 3 greedy cores. Like maybe I mean Pengo not greedy, but they have 3 cores that all want farm.
Yeah.
For OB Neon, it's going to be like, let's hit TB's item timing and then make some plays. Like they also just want to keep making these little pickoffs with Sand King Blink down bottom.
Natsumi there to the side. Now the grip afterwards. They need to find a way to break this one, but the life drain is coming in to heal him back up. He's broken down low, but the Doom gets off onto Terrorblade. Will it be enough for the kill? The roll through, and yes, indeed, they take that one. Easy peasy. And Avatar mode just has to run away. Lelouch doesn't quite catch sight of him, and so the Sand King will escape, but a huge turnaround from Polaris.
Yeah, because they took that tower earlier, like Necro can't really join this fight. Like it's a bit of a tricky situation for Onryu to be in. It's very easy to walk away from that fight saying, okay, Polaris brought numbers, where's Necro? He should be at that fight. But if you're OB Neon, you can't just have Necro like walk. If he walks down that lane, Polaris aren't going to defend it. The reason they defend that is because it's at a tower, everyone can TP in, and they know that Onryu's Necro is not there. So the fight gets, it's actually possible for them to win. See what Onryu can do with this Invis rune there, but just really good recognition from Polaris and punishing the over-aggression of OB Neon. It was a nice attempt from OB Neon, like they wanted to use that Sand King haste rune, but they just didn't have the damage to kill people with the Pug and the life drain.
They're really trying to force this here. You can see on OB Neon, like Enryu's pressuring this tower. They want this tower gone so they can make some more moves into Polaris's area. But it's not easy, the double rounds now of the Swashbuckle, and then also having the Kalo Blast constantly. A nice little Quelling Blade again by Natsumi there.
This is like the Turtle Central heroes, Coddle and Pengo, like, good luck pushing and taking towers. I like that they're, like, restructuring how they approach the game. Like, after that move bottom, I imagine the discussion was like, okay, we can't take fights at enemy towers if Necro needs to be frontline. And the problem is with this, like, Sand King smoke gank style of play is unless you're smoking to your Necro's, unless he had Boots of Travel, maybe that's like a takeaway for a game like this is he should have gone something like Boots of Travel. But you have to smoke and play around your Necro. He's your strongest hero right now. With Hood's Force Staff, about to hit level 12, Onryu is pretty massive. So they can't have big team fights break out away from him.
And exactly what you talked about, like for Avatar mode, he went all in on this Blink Dagger, and now bottom of the net worth charts, and hasn't been able to find that success that he wanted, at least at this early going. But again, they have the potential. They've got Fiend's Grip up and ready to go. They've gone double Force Staff also, with the second item for Sand King being that, so they'll have a ton of maneuverability. But we're just gonna have to see if they can actually make the plays and try and play a little bit more aggro, because again, you've got Midas Doom going into the late game. It's scary.
It is, yeah. You get to that late game, like super late game Dota with Refresher Doom is definitely not out of the question for a game that's going at this pace. Doom top of the net worth, and that's just something that's probably gonna maybe Tiny or TB takes over at some point, but those 3 cores are gonna remain very fun in this game.
Again, playing on this side, the map split completely in half. Onryu playing a little bit further forward right now, forcing him battling over a medium camp. He takes it with the Hand of Midas, which is nice. But again, they're not giving up this tower. And down bottom, Jinx trying to get the farm on the Hoodwink.
Yeah, I think that's been the best thing Polaris have done with their gameplay is just keeping this mid-tier 1 tower alive. At some point, you know, you're going to lose that top tower, but the fact that 17 minutes in against a Blink Sanking and like this super tanky Necro, this mid tower, it's still like almost half health. They've done a really good job, and I think that issue for OB Neon is like they need to find a way to kill heroes and then bring TB in with Metamorph to finish off the tower, but it's just so dangerous. Like to kill heroes, you're diving with Blink Dagger, and that's just something against like Pengo and against the life drain like we saw bottom is so risky to do.
Dude, Avatar Mode is so angry. Look at him. He wants the epicenter forever, and now the Doom comes out. They find it on the Necro. Fiend's Grip afterwards keeps him in place so that another hit goes out on the Necropost. And this is Polaris Gaming in a nutshell. They move on in, hit their timing, and then just take the fight, and now going to take the tower.
Yep. And when they took that fight, they made sure they brought 5. Because Sanking was there, but he like saw all these heroes. That usually his job there is to like counter initiate. Like, okay, they went on this Necro and used Doom. Free fight for me. I can epicenter, blink, Burrow Strike in, and there's nothing to kill me. But he just used his blink to run away. Like he's like, we're in a 2 versus 5 essentially. Because your Necro's doomed, the only hero there is Bane. Your TP's farming jungle, which is his job. Your Hoodwink's like pushing out bottom. Polaris just caught him with their pants down, bringing in everybody. Like using this tiny early game to fight with his Shadow Blade looks really nice there.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a little bit of a swap up too, you know, just getting involved on these early game fighting things now for Natsumi. He's going for the BKB next. I think it's going to be 3 BKBs or just the 2 because Lelouch also has the Lincoln Spear, and they will find the kill on the Mavis there. Yeah, so at least a little bit of retribution. Now Necro up to 2 stacks of that Reaper Scythe regen.
This Avatar Mode. Nice force up back to the high ground. That may just save his life here.
Roll in. Lelouch still thinking about it, but realizes can't find the connection. And then they back out. But tower taken.
Doom and Rolling Thunder on cooldown now. This mid-tier, I feel like this is where Neon really need to get this mid-tower. Unfortunately, Arbang walks into a tiny.
Just gets caught out of nowhere. Oh, that one hurts. And then he gets the courier too. No. And denies the ward. Natsumi. Give these supports some hope.
Yeah. That should have been the, I think, timing for Neon to just take this T1 mid. You've got Metamorph. There's no Doom. There's no Rolling Thunder. It's still so annoying because you just get blasted by Illuminate and Swashbuckle, but at some point you just got to force that tower. But doesn't seem like they have any interest on team fighting with TB. He's gone for a Scotty, so no early signs of BKB, so it seems like Neon's approach to this game is like, let's just match their greed a bit without TB at least. The problem is it's going to very quickly turn into TB versus the world. He's the only one of their cores really, well, he's ahead in farm, but like Sanking Necro are falling off quickly.
Yeah, and you know, these are 2 heroes that are going to do a ton of magic damage into the later stages here, and you know, you can maybe make some type of a play with them where like you burst, I don't know, maybe the Doom or the Tiny at the start, and they'll find a kill here onto Mavis, it looks like. Well, I say that. I'm not sure actually anymore. Never mind. They won't even get him. Ward down, and now Albang's completely out of position. He's going to get caught and killed. And this fight just has not gone the way they wanted it already at the start. Now the Necro turned upon. Avatar Mode, Epicenter doing literally nothing. As the Necrophos is going to force Tap away, tries to survive, but it won't happen. One last blast from that ward brings him down. The disarm onto Terrorblade. Can't go anywhere, and then the jump in from Force. Destroy Neon. Polaris have absolutely handled that perfectly.
Yeah. That's one of those fights that looks so ugly, and it's one of those fights you have to watch from Radiant Vision and then Dire Vision. There's a ward on that cliff. There's a Pugna ward in the tree. Sanking tries to Epicenter blink in under the Pugna ward, and you're fighting under enemy vision. Like, that is just absolute worst case scenario. I'm sure Twine is going to be chewing them out for that one, you know, in the between games. Like, what are you guys doing there? You can't fight when the enemy they just de-warded you there and potentially got a, like, they put a fresh ward up and just had the freest of fights.
I got to imagine this game is feeling so frustrating for Neon, because again, it's like all of these moments where they know they need to hit and like get their timing just perfectly, and it feels like 1, 2 things just fall out of whack, and then suddenly a fight like that happens and you're staring at an 11K net worth lead. It's going to get a little bit harder before it gets easier for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the where things maybe get easier, or they have an option to get back into this game, is going to be this TB's BKB. It's going to take some time to get there, but they're going to be pretty far behind. Like, it's a 12k gold lead now, but Polaris playing with Aegis, they're going to be able to get a lot of map control. They can make smoke plays. I don't think you can really team fight into them now. This Lincoln's Pengo, you can't just grip him during his Rolling Thunder. It's going to be a scenario where Obi Neon are just trying to play keep away, and this is so bad for Asta.
This is the worst place to find him in, and the hook pop afterwards. They take the kill, and now Avatar mode also goes in. Gotta be very careful here. And Ryu, the roll, tries to find all of them. Gets the one batch, and now Avatar round 2, and Ryu wants to run away. Good pushback. That might be enough to keep him alive, but maybe not. Now the Pugna catches there again. Avatar mode wants to turn this around the epicenter. He hits onto Illusions, doesn't find Lelouch. Oh, not again. Neon struggling again to find anything in this point. And Polaris giving them no opportunities, just absolute destruction.
Yep. I mean, we talk a lot about timings, and this feels like the epitome of a game where Polaris, they just hit their timings. They got those early items up, the Shadow Blade, the Doom got his Blink Dagger up, Pangolier just Blink Diffusal, and they were ready to fight. They spent, it felt like they spent like 90% of the early to mid game just farming it up, but when they did group as 5, every single time Polaris made a smoke move and grouped as 5, they saw big rewards. Like, they won that team fight mid, took a tier 1 tower. They won that fight under the ward in the enemy jungle, take Roshan. And it just feels like Obi Neon, their smoke moves maybe find like a pick-off, like a support kill or something. They kill the Pugna. And Obi Neon are never turning their moves into objectives. So just really good, like, overall, like, strategic gameplay coming out from Polaris. Like, they're making moves that lead to objectives.
I'm really impressed. And this is, I think, the type of Polaris game that we were hoping to see before, as Lelouch gonna get gripped, but the turnaround, they're there yet again. Doom onto Terrorblade. Can they find anything in the fight afterwards? A couple more right clicks, but Avatar connects again onto Terrorblade. He will die. Has not gotten to cast Sunder this game. Another roll through, and Ryu completely away from the rest of his squad as they're all dead. Does get a Reaper Sight kill out of it.
Okay.
So that is something. No. But it's
not done now.
They're gonna find one last hit on the Hoodwink.
Yep.
Holy
Back-to-back
moly.
team wipes. And you've got Tiny, so buildings will absolutely melt. No glyph for some time here. They're going to have some time to poke at the high ground. Maybe get a lane of racks or force a buyback. It might just be a tier 3 tower because these respawn timers are still pretty low, but Polaris in full control of this game with some amazing team fights back-to-back. They're just using these Blink Daggers to get on top, getting the Doom on the TB, stopping the Force Staff with a toss, like every little thing just being executed perfectly by Polaris.
I mean, if you look on the graph right now, there's all these blips that show up on the bottom, right? The last one that was really good for Obi Neon was Terrorblade killing Doom, and the rest of them are like Sentry Wards. Everything else, it's all going Polaris' way.
I was hovering over them, I was like, oh, I'm surprised there are green dots, and then it's like, oh. I'm not sure why Sentry Wards pop up.
You know, silver linings, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Game is hard. And, I mean, I don't even know if they necessarily need to wait for the next round of Aegis. Like, obviously, Natsumi would love to be able to get the AC, but he's almost level 20. They're calling to go up top again, and Obi Neon just struggling to find anything here. They've almost got BKB on Asus, still 1,000 gold away, though.
I think this is a game where maybe they're going to be thinking, like, we should have just gone Yasha BKB on TV and forced some early fights in towers. And then the base goes Natsumi and Lelouch. They're just cleaning up. They did commit Rolling Thunder here, so I don't know if they want to stick to this push. Put on cooldown, but they seem like they can.
Lincoln's on Natsumi. He's got the status resistance. He's got pretty much everything that he needs right now, but Avatar mode thinking about going, waiting for the Lincolns to go off. It's on him again. Jump in, Avatar backwards. Avatar mode finds him, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. And Ryu tries to get away. Does have another Reaper Sight, but they don't quite have the damage. Force gripped. Can they kill him after this BKB rails off? It looks like they will, but in the meantime, Polaris have managed to get the full set of racks as well.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, for the greater good moments for the Doom there. He creates enough space that they can get the full lane of racks there. I love that the Doom itemized for this Lincoln's. Like, he could easily have played for his own game. Like, oh, let's go super late game, get this refresher. But I think recognizing that TB didn't have a BKB to fight with, he just goes for this slightly cheaper item that's going to really buff up his Tiny. Like, the way Polaris loses this game is his Tiny, like, getting Reapered or something on the front line. So, double Lincolns to help him out. Like, Doom isn't getting this Lincolns for himself most of these fights, but we'll see if Obi Neon can claw their way back in. They see Lelouch down bottom, but with the Lincolns there, they've got to break it. And, oh, it's just so hard to execute that game.
Oh, no. I think he forced him. I think that they accidentally forced him.
Oh. Like, someone else broke Lincolns with...
Yeah,
I think Enfeeble broke it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Avatar mode forced him. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, and then that's why the Burrow Strike missed.
Yep. Well, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Sometimes that's just how it goes in Dota, it feels like.
Yeah. I think Avatar mode was like, okay, we're not going to sync up the Lincoln's breaking the stun. I'm just going to break it and stun myself. And yeah, bit of miscommunication there, unfortunately. Wow.
Now, Natsumi has a DD. And the AC done.
Yeah, that's scary. Tiny's one of the best DD heroes in Dota.
He gets a mind breaker too. Man, whenever I see these Tinies that just start like getting ahead like this, he does show on a ward, but that might make them feel like we don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I think he was coming down here thinking he could kill some like solo kill with a 800 base damage Tiny. They are hoping he runs into them. They would love a free Tiny kill, but here come the rest of Polaris. They're going to absolutely surround them here.
They break on the other side, not quite in vision. Mavis caught for the moment, and now the Bushwhack. They're taking the outpost first, and Natsumi finds one, looks for the hit, takes him down immediately, and now Force walks right on in. Hello, how are you? They get the BKB off first on the TV, so he's going to be able to stand and hit a little bit, but you can't hit against Natsumi like this. Avalanche looks for a punch. 1-2 onto Abang. And Ryu trying to run away now as well. Maybe they can turn this with a Sunder? But you can see Polaris, they're playing it safe. And tier 4 towers are being hit with creeps.
Yeah. The discipline here. Like, they know, okay, we didn't actually kill the TP, and that Doom's wearing off. If we give him a Sunder into, like, a Reaper or a Sanking Burrow Strike, he maybe turns his fight around. Let's just back off. Reset. We've got 2 lanes of racks. We've got a Roshan coming up in the next 3 minutes. Or we just wait for another jump. Like, they just want to make sure they get a clean fight.
And looks for Asta there. Jumps away. Thought about it with the Aghanims on the Pango.
Yeah.
Nice chunk of damage.
Yeah, had the level 4 Illuminate flying in as well, so definitely had just quite enough. But 2 minutes till Roshan, so a bit of a long Rosh respawn. Not sure that this is a scenario where it matters whether there's a short or a long one. Just means Polaris probably have to wait a bit longer. Probably worse for Obi Neon because they're going to be like, do we have to, contest Roshan? Do we need to smoke out? And if they have a successful smoke out, then suddenly it's like, oh, we want to fight, but there's no Rosh. So we'll see how they approach this phase of the game here because an Aegis on this Tiny, I think, is almost guaranteed game over.
Well, and for now, at least, it does give a little bit of extra time for Neon to get a next item, but to be honest, I don't even really know if there's anything that they can get that changes the state of this game. I mean, the Sange will be kind of neat for Asta, at least, because then he can, get some status resistance working in there, but it's tough. It's a tough one, and the building down bottom has already gone, and they're eyeing up the bottom set of racks as well.
Yeah, they're going to smoke back. Looks like they want to just chase Obi Neon a bit around the map, knowing that, hey, we could go high ground, but they'll probably defend. Let's try find those key kills in the triangle, secure Roshan. They're going to run right into him.
Jump right at the start, find Avatar mode, break the Lincolns, Natsumi, Avatar's dead. On the other side, they're chasing this Necron, and Ryu, nowhere left to go. Does get brought down to about half HP, and pretty quickly after that, he's going to be dead as well. They ping out Rosh. Rosh won't be up, but buildings, they can't go anywhere.
I think you can just go for that last lane of bracket. Maybe bring the creeps through mid or whatever it may be. Definitely don't need Roshan at this point in the game to maybe get the mega creeps. That's just going to have no real options to fight with TP. He needs the heroes like, Sanking and Necro to front line for him.
Found him. Found him off in the trees. Oh, Terrorblade. Nowhere left to go. Does have Thunder. Okay. Wanting to wait. No, the dude gets out, and then he's dead immediately. GG. That's enough.
With a that was a sick BKB from Tiny. He saw the animation and literally reacted to the animation, it looked like. Lelouch, he dies in the fountain, ruining his KDA. But man, we saw this a lot in the... We talked about not just his playstyle, but Lelouch's Pango and those early weeks of DPC, he plays a sick mid pango. He is just very flashy, knows how to, like, he didn't win his lane or anything. He got a pretty, even lane. They both farm, but once it came to like the mid game and making these moves, he looked really good.
Yeah, and I think that, again, it feels like we kind of knew the way that the problems they were going to face. There was so much emphasis after that like failed gank on the bottom side of the map to try and take that mid tower, but when that never died, it's just like there was nothing that Neon could do, it felt like.
Yeah. Having heroes like, Cuddle Pango was their opening 2 picks, and I think
Yeah.
probably part of the discussion there was like, we can just play as greedy as we want. We have Cuddle Pango. They can't take towers, so it was tough. And I think OB Neon didn't have that good hero to like force the issue and either dive for kills or force towers. Like they were trying to match maybe the greed with the TB, and it just doesn't work because that's your Polaris' comfort zone.
All right, well, I'm sure frustrating game for OB Neon, but for the side of Polaris at least, keeping their hopes alive of making it to the major. They need to win this series in order to even have a chance of making that happen. But for now, we're going to go quick break. When we get back, panel's going to break it all down. We'll see you then.
Mate. More day, more night. Mate.
Polaris pick up that game #1 win, and the only hero I actually want to talk about is that Necro, considering it was picked into the Pugna and Doom.
Told me before the panel you wanted to talk about the Terrorblade.
Yeah, and also the Sand King. I lied. I lied to everyone. Okay, there's a lot of heroes I want to ask questions about. I lied. Okay, I'm sorry. The main one, though, is that Necro for sure, because it was their last pick. You know, it was supposed to be the pick that brought the draft together and really give Neon an advantage in this game, but it felt like it didn't end up doing that.
Yeah, it most certainly did not. And when you're doing a last pick, it needs to have some impact, especially if it's going to be like a lane dominant hero. And the laning stage didn't even go that well for the Necro. It wasn't bad. He did okay, but like it wasn't enough. He needed to have higher impact versus Tiny because they solely picked it to like beat the Tiny in lane. Like I can't see another reason. You're playing Necro against Pugna, awful matchup. You're playing Necro versus Doom, also another very hard matchup, right? So like you need to have that impact, and he couldn't find it in this game.
Because you wanted to call me out, Sheep, I'll now throw you the Terrorblade question, and I want you to talk about, I guess, also Terrorblade's lack of impact in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we always praise Aster because his net worth is always manages to keep up even when they're having a rough one. And like you look on the screen right now and you see that he's, well, okay, they just took it away, but you see his net worth was like top for most of the game. He always stayed up there. The problem is like he just got doomed every fight. Just straight up. He would, like bot lane, he shows up to a fight, he gets doomed. You know, they get picked up in the jungle, he gets doomed. He survived a doom once, but like every time it happens, he's just unable to, he has to commit like a full BKB to not die, and he still can't really do anything. And when you're losing your lanes and you're not having the impact you want, it's so hard to make this hero work or be active. Like Avatar mode had a fine mid, he got his blink dagger around 8 minutes, but he rushed the blink and he was not successful with it. They smoked up, they went in the jungle, they weren't able to kill Natsumi's Tiny who was farming there. He tries to go other places. I don't think any of those moves really worked out either. This was a disaster for him. Just, you can't, like, your Sand King's impact can't be like that.
Yeah, it's not just down to, I guess, the heroes drafted. It's also down to the gameplay and Polaris. You guys mentioned at the start of the series, sometimes they have a bit of a struggle closing out games, struggling in the mid game. But for them, I would say they looked absolutely fantastic this time around for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're playing against an opponent that also doesn't have a good identity in the mid game, it makes it a lot easier.
No, this is where you'd be like, yeah, this is a whole new Polaris, man. I don't know where they came from. They're looking fantastic.
I mean, they had some great individual performances this game. Like Natsumi, like even though the Sand King did fail with his early blink reveal, but Natsumi's like, you know, pulling on the bushwhack was really clutch.
That's true.
So it saved his life, and the Lucius Pango is always like phenomenal. They just played really well this game. Even Force, he didn't have like the best lane with the Coddle. It didn't make a ton of sense to lane those two together, but he survived. He devoured some creeps, and later on in the game, his like Doom usage was phenomenal. So like overall, Polaris, they just played really well as a team this game.
Yeah, was there anything else that stood out for you, Sheep, that Polaris did well in this mid to late game?
Obviously, they play really well around Keeper of the Light. At the beginning of the season, they were just constantly picking heroes like Venge, Keeper, Weaver that were able to stack camps and do things. I especially like how, like, I think they kept their mid tower up for the entire game. I don't think it went down. At the very least, it didn't go down until the very end or something, but like, he was just protecting it constantly on Keeper. He's just going between his lane, helping Doom, stacking the triangle, going mid, blasting waves, protecting towers. Like Neon did not draft to take objectives. And they can't just walk up with their Terrorblade because then they get punished too hard by, you know, blast or Pango roll or anything really. It's so hard for them to just take a tower in this game as Neon. So your map is just closing and closing, and like props to Asta because he kept his net worth up despite that. But it's such a hard game.
It's one of those things, a little bit of glimmer of light for Neon, and hopefully they can bring it back in Game 2, which will be happening after this break.
You and I, we never show emotions, we just keep it down, down inside. Yeah, you and I, both longing for expression for the things we like, but we stay quiet. Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Oh yeah, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Just let yourself go. Let yourself be and you. We're holding back each other in the things we do. It's all so blue. Yeah, what if we could grow just like the flowers through the concrete? Just you and me. Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Oh yeah, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Just let yourself go. Let yourself be and you. We're holding back each other in the things we do.
Hi, this is Savius. You're watching CDPC on Beyond the Summit.
Hey guys, this is In Your Dream. You guys are watching CADPC on Beyond the Summit.
Hi, this is Kishka.
Hi, this is Ninja Boogie and you're watching CDPC on Beyond the Summit.
Hi, this is Hype. You're watching CDPC by Beyond the Summit.
Hi, I'm Watman.
Hi guys, it's Raven and you guys are watching CDPC by Beyond the Summit.
We will also be watching Game 2 between Neon and Polaris very soon. Draft, it will be here eventually. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
That's true. I
It
think
will
so.
be eventually. You know, I don't have a time frame on that, but at some point it will show up. It'll just pop up right there.
Oh, you must be an oracle.
I seeing into the future.
Actually,
if you guys,
we haven't had any Oracle in this whole season.
If you guys were to
Maybe one.
do your best role playing as Oracle, what would you predict to be the first 4 heroes?
First four
Actually, you
heroes.
know what?
There's probably a
You
Kalo
will
Give
in
me
there.
the
die.
whole draft.
You will die in a house fire. Wise words from Oracle.
It's true. He does say that.
I'm playing Oracle. No, for you guys, that wasn't actually going to be my question. I wanted to know more, so what you feel Neon really needed to change for their draft. One thing that was the biggest.
Necrophos. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, where do you
I thought it was
that,
gonna be.
right?
I thought it was gonna be a more general answer, like objective taking or team fighting, but no, just straight up necro.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of play things they could do better too.
Yep.
Like we talked about the Terrorblade a bit and how it didn't have the best game, but had a normal Terrorblade game in my opinion. Just Terrorblade needs a better team around him to make him function as a hero. And unfortunately, if you pick a non-stun hero like Necro and then he has a rough lane, he's not making any space for you. Can't carry these games as a TB. It's just not possible versus a good team. It's not even a free TB game either. There's like the Pugnos in the game. There's a Pango. Like it's not even it's not a free TB game. So like they could do better picks. I think the Necro and TB were average picks, but I could have seen the TB working if Necro was something else. Like if they picked a mid that had more impact, I think.
I feel like could potentially give that TB more space and.
Yeah, if they want to play
delay
4
the game a
protect
bit more.
one, yeah, for sure.
I was kind of hoping for a Night Stalker, because then you can see these heroes like Kalo as well and jump them. Would have been maybe nice.
You just want something with a little bit more vision for them.
Just when I looked at Polaris' lineup and I saw what heroes Neon had themselves, I just thought that would enable them the most. But
Yeah,
I don't know how to
something
draft
to
him anymore.
Something to like make the support's life miserable would have been really good because they have Pug and Kalo, they have no stuns, very fragile. So something like I call them like the backline killer, something like that can get on the backlines
like
and kill
a
them.
Void Spirit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to do this. I always try and hype up Void Spirit and you're like, boring,
Yeah,
garbage.
but I'm
so
doing it
no.
ironically, and you actually do it.
It should, like a clockwork. There you go.
Oh
There's a
my
spicy
god,
one.
your favorite hero of all time?
Of all time.
Well,
Okay.
draft for game 2 finally popped up, you know. I saw into the future and here it is now.
Yep, yep.
So what are the next 2 picks then?
Weaver got through. He was
If you saw
banned.
into the future.
That would be a Bane and
A Bane.
or a Monkey
No, they're gonna pick
King.
SD.
Bane and Monkey King, okay.
I think SD plus. I don't.
A lot of co-ops as a response to DP. I don't know if they're willing to play it on the off lane. It could be interesting.
Oh yeah, Medusa got through. That's hype. And by hype, I mean not hype at all. I was right on the SC. I just didn't predict the Medusa this early. Because now we get a free response. Jesus Christ!
Okay, I don't know how I feel about literally first pick Medusa, and then AM. All I hear is Mike in my ear, just repeatedly
I'll
saying
do it.
crap.
He's trash. I can't mimic his voice though. I just don't have that in me. I apologize.
Yeah, shout out to Mike though. We tried our best.
Okay, so Neon ran the anti-mage against Boom. They did it both games. They lost both games, but it's Boom, so it's hard to say how much is on anti-mage. At the very least, I can say that Ass is incredibly comfortable on the hero. So I'm guessing that's why they feel so good to pick it here.
I mean, the one thing I will say is that I don't really see Force crushing his lane very much as a player. So like when I see an anti-mage, my biggest fear is that like, yeah, it's a good carry matchup versus Medusa, but Medusa is just generally a super strong laner. You don't really beat this hero, not easily at least. But anti-mage on the other hand is very weak in lane. He can be countered by a lot of heroes.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure like if Force is the type of player to like dominate his lane. So maybe Asta still gets a decent game. So anti-mage can win games. I think it's a fine hero. I think it's exceptionally good versus Medusa and Shadow Demon. So it really just comes down to can Polaris pick the right hero and execute in the laning stage against it.
How do you want Neon to be able to set up the anti-mage for a good game in the remaining picks that they have?
They need strong laners, so it's
Okay.
mainly up to Polaris to pick a strong lane, honestly. Like Slaughter's like the standard dude pick. There's Legion Commander, it's also great. What else am I missing that anti-mage hates playing against? Maybe an Axe, but not so much. That one's a little annoying. They're not banning Slaughter. If that stays in the pool, I would like to see that. Legion's good too.
Do you sheep those 2 heroes? The big ones that come to mind as well?
Yeah, anti-mage is kind of like, I don't know, they've kind of buffed up his laning to not be like atrocious anymore, and he's one of those heroes where I feel like I care more about every other lane doing really well, especially mid, because if you have a mid that's active and is able to really pressure the map, then that's when like anti-mage struggles. When that mid goes around just killing all of your teammates, even if you're farming it up in the jungle, right, your game is really hard without teammates. And the ways I've seen anti-mage suffer the most in this region so far is when people pick like Bane or Shadow Shaman, and they'll just kind of wait on side lanes for anti-mage and then catch them.
Okay, so that could be a potential support pick that comes out for
Yeah,
Polaris.
there's like ways to deal with him, right? You either crush him in lane, you crush his team, or you just pick something that finds him on a side lane and sets up and kills him.
Okay, would you be more inclined to pick, because they have Polaris have last pick in the second phase, are you more inclined to pick a mid, not really knowing your matchup, right? Because that DP can go multiple places. I'll get there with the acronyms. That DP can go in different places. So, you know, do you pick up mid as your last pick, or do you pick up an offlaner?
I'm not sure. I actually was gonna ask you, Fear, like, if you have anti-mage, do you want your DP to be your 5 because she's so strong at laning, or do you still want to put her in off lane so she like crushes there, or like mid?
It depends. We're gonna see a little more here, but in general, like DPs, you probably just want to do well in your lane. So if you're Neon, right? And I don't know if DP's the best option they have for their 5. I want to see like, Inch is banned.
They could just Bane now, right, into Weaver.
Yeah, Bane sounds good. be honest with you. What I really wanted to say though is I want to see Polaris pick like Beastmaster pretty badly.
Oh.
I think versus the Anti-Mage and versus the DP, especially if they pick Bane, I think they're gonna have a really hard time dealing with it, and plus it'll give them a crazy timing. The way this Medusa Anti-Mage matchup generally works is if you barrel down a lane at 25 minutes with your Butterfly and Medusa, you're probably gonna win the game because Anti-Mage is still gonna be farming with his Battle Fury. And so there is a very strong timing where Medusa is stronger than Anti-Mage, but once it gets to like that 40-minute plus mark, maybe 30+ minute mark, that's when it gets very scary and hard to play the game for Medusa. So Polaris should really focus on trying to get like that early game advantage.
And you think the Beastmaster is going to be the best bet for them?
Yeah, it got a little worse with the Jakiro there, but I mean they banned Legion too, so that's actually a pretty good pick. But
I guess they're reading these like counters in lane. Right?
I would still be okay with it, yeah, because like Slaughter doesn't want to play versus Jakiro either, right? So this is actually some very clever. Oh yikes! Uh-oh.
I like it. I'll be real. I'm a fan of Earth
Oh, I love Earth Spirit, but I just don't think he's very good.
In general or in this game?
This patch,
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Earth Spirit. There's much more stable options, but it does lane with the DP, unless they want to be spicy and do Jakiro off lane, which they still could do.
He's been keeping Earth Spirit alive. I know Q's still been playing it on his team.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he does, right? Like, it's a really hit or miss hero. It's either, wow, he's doing so well. It's just like, there's so much skill that's needed to, like, make Earth Spirit work compared to, like, just an easy stun. Most people are picking ranged force, like Hoodwink, just throw Bushwhack after Sand stun.
Yeah.
But in this particular game, Earth Spirit has to initiate with his role. There is no other setup stun. And that's when it's, like, most stressful to play Earth Spirit, and that's how you die. Hero and it becomes not fun, but when you're the initiator. So we'll see how it works out, but I really think they should pick something else to initiate with. Like Earth Spirit role is like not reliable at all.
I do kind of like it though, because if they do crush bot hard enough, I'm assuming DP's like kind of okay to stay there while like Earth Spirit could TP top, and then I feel like Slardar's pretty killable between AM, Jakiro, Earth Spirit.
I want to talk about the Slardar. You saw that one come in. Their fear. There wasn't actually a question.
Yeah, I did. Alright, that's
you
it.
saw it, yeah, now it's work fear.
He is, I
mean,
so the question's not for you, it's for sheep. Why does it work so well? Yeah, careful.
Slardar is just really strong against Anti-Mage because he doesn't rely on mana. I mean, it's nice to have mana because the crush is good, sprint's nice, but like his passive bash is just something that does obscene amounts of damage. Anti-Mage just gets wrecked by it in lane. If you're a melee carry in general, it's like pretty much near impossible to lane against Slardar. He just harasses you out of lane. There's too much damage. You can't sustain against it. So it's like we said though, like Jakiro is a nice support in prep for it. That will make him harder because if he tries to go on Anti-Mage, you're just gonna get like dual breath. You'll have less attack speed. It won't be that great.
Where do you guys see this DP going?
Probably.
Yeah.
If you ever pick a 4 that's melee, you like to pair it with a ranged offlaner if you can.
So then Neon are looking for a mid laner.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they need a mid laner that can make some plays in this game.
Do you think Spirit's best here or potentially a Lina?
I mean, will any Spirits be left? Like, there's Ember. I guess there's always Void Spirit.
Is Storm still in the pool?
Storm versus Dusa, not my favorite.
I mean, Lina's still in the pool.
I mean, it depends on the route they want to go. Lina's okay, but it's very greedy. And actually, I would hate Lina. They need a stun because they have DP already or Jakiro, of course. I don't know which one's playing off lane. It could be either. And then Anti-Mage needs some space. Either way, if DP or Jakiro go off lane, they're going to be taking a lot of farm, and they're not going to be making a lot of space. So they for sure need something that goes mid to make space, because this is like when you have Anti-Mage and you have a Medusa, these type of heroes, they are hard carries, which means there is not a lot of space on the map for you to be greedy.
Yep.
So is there Pango in the game? No, that's banned.
That was
banned.
gone.
There's a lot of stuns banned. Let me see what's even left at this point. What could he play?
Anything for you, Sheep, that springs to mind?
I'm thinking there's always a potential for some. Oh no, my Mars is banned. Everything's banned. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say Conquer, and then I was like, no, that's
Conquer's
banned.
banned.
Let's do it. Here it is. Tusk. Let's do Tusk mid.
Ooh.
Let's roll it out. Kick the Medusa onto your team.
Okay. You just need to like be able to fight until you can.
Yeah, just something
carry.
active. I think Tusk is pretty cool. They could do Void Spirit. That's like, as we say, the boring option.
Yeah.
But
I never want to hear that word again. Honestly.
it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's honestly okay. But
Yeah.
Tusk, since it's really fun, you can just one-shot Shadow Demon. That has a lot of advantages. Puck, same theory, but I don't think Medusa minds too much getting Dream Coiled.
Do you think Puck just doesn't have the same amount of playmaking ability?
He does. It's just not my favorite option out of the ones I gave.
Yeah. I like what I predicted more, you know. And Polaris's response, what are they needing?
I mean, I think Weaver's going to be 5, and they're going to do Shadow Demon with Slaughter versus the Anti-Mage. Their lanes look pretty good, so it's pretty straightforward. Just counter pick this Puck. They already have some decent stun.
Let's go Void.
Could not possibly have been any
Wow.
more boring of a last
That's
phase.
so exciting. Wow, I'm so keen to
could
see
not
that
be.
Void.
Oh
That's
my.
insane. That's
All right.
amazing. I'm also so
Taking a nap.
excited to get Gods
Hype.
and Lyrical in here. Please, at least one of you
Wake
guys
up.
hype up the Void. Please, Lyrical.
Oh my goodness, you are gonna see him go like dataless, and then all this minor armor, he's just gonna bam kill them all. It's gonna be so hype.
The wrong
Please believe
patch,
me.
I think.
Thank you. I believe you. That's so hype. I'm so excited. For you Gods, do you want to do a mic impression, say Anti-Mage is trash, or is there another hero that you're kind of taken surprised by?
It's not just AM, it's first phase AM. This is so trash now. So trash. I hate it. I hate it so much, but I'm so excited for this game.
I am too. For both of you, do you think this is going to be higher kills, and potentially which team do you think?
It's literally Medusa vs Anti-Mage. Who's killing?
No
Who's
one.
killing?
But I wanted to see what you would say. It's worth asking.
I mean, there could be like a 4v4 bloodbath where they're both farming. You know, you never know.
Eventually, yeah.
So true.
I don't like the lack of stuns on Polaris's lineup, though.
Okay. Does that mean you want to say Neon are taking game 2?
I don't know. I hate less. I think I like Polaris's more, maybe.
And yourself, Theo? No, I'm looking at you. And you said Polaris first.
Okay.
Game 2 going which way?
I think Neon will probably take this one. I don't think the Void Spirit is also very bad versus Anti-Mage, so...
Perfect. They're already split on the couch, which means I don't have to say which team I want to go for instead. I'm just going to give it straight to you guys at Gods and Lyrical for game number 2.
Thank you so much, Nat. You know, they'll never say that we're not honest. I don't know which team I hate less. That's quite a statement there to end it. How about you? I feel like I know what you're feeling. You came back and you're just like, ugh, Anti-Mage.
I don't mind Anti-Mage. I don't think it's I don't think it's trash. I think I don't like about their draft is I don't really feel like they built an AM draft around it. Like it almost felt like they were torn between like, oh, let's play this aggressive Dota. We get Earth Spirit, Death Prophet, you know, pressure towers, play tempo, but then you've got an Anti-Mage. Like often, you know, you want to have these heroes create space, but I just feel like these heroes don't set up AM for success in the game. We'll see. Maybe I can be proven wrong because I do think AM can be a good hero. I just don't know if this is like a good draft around it yet.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the other thing that we got to keep in mind is this is Polaris's like bread and butter. This is what they sort of rose to prominence on, was a Shadow Demon for Xavius that stacks up that jungle again for Medusa that eventually comes in and kills all the creeps and then eventually kills your whole freaking base. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that they still have 100% win rate on Medusa throughout this DPC at the very least. So I'll double check on that, but they have just looked super solid on this one consistently, and it's gotten banned every other time since.
I believe it. I think it was the Boom series where they won with it game 1, and then Boom's just like, let's just ban this hero. Then every other team's like, oh, Boom do this? That means it's probably the right idea. Let's just copy Boom. True enough. Which, you know, I think looking at how Boom beat teams is probably a good approach for a lot of teams in the DPC.
Yeah, definitely. It's, you know, why do the work yourself when you can just copy somebody else's ideas?
Yeah. Kids, don't try this at home, please.
Right, totally. Yeah,
Plagiarism, not okay.
Plagiarism, not great. But in this, it's called doing research, and then it works. But yeah, I'm excited at least to watch the mid matchup because I feel like Void Spirit, he gets a bad rep nowadays, but it's always exciting when there's a Puck in a game, right? Puck can do some crazy things, start jumping in and out of fights, and we'll see if Avatar Mode can make some stuff happen.
And Puck and the Spirits have like, you know, this kind of fun, interesting relationship where, you know, they all kind of, they counter each other. Like, the Puck and Void Spirit, like, both have tools to stop the elusiveness that each other brings to the table. Top lane, Weaver's been hit by the roll. He could be in some trouble here.
Davis punches, and who are you finding first blood? That is a great way to start for Neon.
Yeah, this is the lane they need to go well. I think Earth Spirit and Death Prophet, Death Prophet loves playing with these like melee fours that can initiate for her, these Monkey Kings, Earth Spirits, and they can win this lane and potentially force Medusa to jungle earlier than she would like. That would be huge for their game.
Right, and that's something that's worth talking about, right? Like, specifically, Neon gave up the Medusa in order to get the Death Prophet based upon how those bans worked out. And this is a hero that's pretty consistently been banned out first phase every other time. So if this lane doesn't go well, then, you know, you basically have just given them this other hero for no reason. So really good start already up top there to hit that roll and then go on in for the kill. And now Natsumi also down low, might end up dropping a couple more punches, but it's not quite there. 13 HP. Ooh. And down bottom, ooh, that's where they find the kill in a force.
Bottom lane wasn't going great, but to find the kill was really nice, because up until that point, I feel like, I mean, Slardar wasn't farming well, but neither's AM. They're just kind of trading blows and harassing constantly, and in the end, the end result is like no one's farming down bottom. You can see that AM and Slardar CS both pretty low, although AM now with its dead Slardar managed to get a couple.
Oh, good dodge there. Does he get hit by the third? Just barely able to get away again. Abang doing some good dodging of that Shadow Poison. But yeah,
Abang's like not wanting to salve himself. He's saving for the AM.
Right,
He's like,
exactly.
This salve is not mine.
He knows the place. This is, you know, if you're playing position 5, you know what's going on. If you're playing position 5 with an anti-mage, you're definitely not getting anything.
You'd rather die than use it salving yourself.
Right. We have been seeing some kind of cool stuff down there with Xavius constantly imprisoning the AM to drain all his mana, but still not a huge comeback. Getting fairly low down bottom, so I think probably going to want to pop that salve pretty soon for AM. We'll have to keep our eyes on it, and there it is.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of support, and I would love playing Shadow Demon to AM, because you feel like you can never blink on Shadow Demon. Like, if you blink in, oh, they've got the Jakiro a bit out of position there. Abang in some trouble, but yeah, the thing is, like, you have to be able to blink away if you get disrupted. Otherwise, you burn all your own mana. You combine it with like a demonic purge, and it's just brutal. So it can be a pretty annoying hero for AM to play into.
It does have the nice counterplay, at least nowadays, with the counter spell, but even still, like, it's not the easiest thing in the world there to play into Xavius, particularly if he has like a Ghost Scepter or something later on, which position 4 might be able to. So far, no movement over by Radiant to go and disrupt those stacks, and you're seeing Polaris aren't even moving in to try and steal them yet.
But why skip his ding there, but yeah, this top lane continues to do pretty well here, although Medusa is kind of stabilized, getting some farm. Has all her early Agi slippers and Band of Elven skin to just give her better last hitting against a pretty tricky lane.
Well, and yeah, the lane is pushing into Radiant pretty hard for Natsumi here. Yeah. So they're going to miss out on some amount of farm, it looks like, as yeah, all these ones pushing into the tower here. And Ryu's going to be perfectly happy to get that.
Yeah, he wants the wave to stay here, so he's trying to drag it off the tower. And then the Earth Spirit's job is to kind of try and stop these pulls. Unfortunately, easier said than done. Mavis manages to get the pull off, so you know, Medusa doesn't like this lane being pushed out so far.
Right. Down bottom, more battles going on. Asta taking a bunch of punches, one more hits the bash, and does find the range. In trouble down low, but gets the blink away just barely. And Xavius, in the meantime, forces friend hidden off in the woods and salves up afterwards, but the salve broken. Crush, couple more punches. Abang maybe can do it. Oh, but the disruption on himself to try and stay alive. And they can't find the real one. Asta eventually gets. Oh, no! He goes down! Oh, force that big old bash came through and takes down the AM. Tragic. And he gets a double kill. What a start.
Yeah, I'm probably like, how does he have a bash already? Like, the last hit was a bash on me, but he'd been hitting the Jakiro some, so he had it ready to go. That's so good for Force. And, I mean, every time I look at this AM's lane down bottom, the big thing that they're really struggling is Asa, he just hasn't been able to farm up this Ring of Health. This Ring of Health is coming way too late for him. He got these early aggression items, like the Orb of Venom is nice, the Wand and Wraithband, it's like, these are nice items, but having like no health regen, he's entirely reliant on his Jakiro just constantly salving.
Roll back here on Natsumi. They will not be quite as lucky getting the aggro onto the position 1 of Polaris. And yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of nerfs recently that have happened with Anti-Mage in terms of his like stats specifically towards the early side of the game. So a little bit weaker hero than maybe you would have anticipated. I was looking at the damage numbers that Force did 1,200 over the course of just right-clicking in a couple crushes. I mean, this is why the panel was talking about how strong this hero is in lane. It's putting in work.
Yep. Back when AM was more meta, Slaughter was always kind of considered the counter. At least when it comes, I mean, for all phases. The laning stage is great with the bash. Even before you have this the new bash that you can prime with your attacks, it was always good because also your corrosive haze, formerly amplified damage, is also really good against AM because this hero doesn't like playing into physical damage.
And they've got a whole heck of a lot of physical damage online with Weaver being played by Mavis. This is going to be a very scary mid-game if he ever does get caught out. Now, the plus side, obviously, is that it's pretty tough to catch an AM, but if they just start running down towers around that Medusa timing like we've talked about, this could be pretty rough, but they do rotate. Dream Coil used, still standing. Force takes the magic damage, though, and it's going to be enough. Abe able to get the last punch and has to find a little bit of time for himself here.
Yeah. Nice TP rotation. Like, at some point, they have to address this bottom lane. AM can't lane against Slaughter by himself or even with just the Jakiro. So if Slaughter pushes up, we're probably gonna see a bit more of that, where the only way AM farms this lane is with that TP threat from a Puck or someone else. Like Death Prophet can't really TP and secure kills because you don't have a stun. The Dream Coil gets the job done. And the big thing is here is AM doesn't want to go to the jungle. This hero is not an efficient jungle farmer, unlike a hero like Medusa, let's say. So AM really needs this laning stage to be prolonged. Like, you don't want the lanes to fall apart just yet.
No, it is quite bad. And I mean, the other thing is we're already seeing the stacks get built up. Force now building up the bashes. He hits it there. Now the crush, a couple more hits with that corrosive haze. Will it be enough damage? Bang, just drops, and Force now turned upon by Asta. Roll through, Jing wanted to make the rotation, and that's enough for the kill. So a solid move coming from the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, this is really good for Neon Esports. This is what they want. Like, AM to have a lane. Again, he doesn't want to go jungle, so what's stopping him from laning is the Slaughter. So killing this Slaughter is the best hero they can be killing. Like, they'd rather be killing Slaughter than pressuring Natsumi's jungle right now. Like, they're okay giving Natsumi free farm to stack his jungle, do, you know, Polaris, Medusa things, as long as Asta is also getting some farm and having a good time. So I think we'll keep seeing these moves. We'll probably, you know, if Slaughter comes back bottom, maybe, you know, Puck's already brought himself a new TP. He's ready to go again to keep securing Asta's lane.
Look at this, though. What happens when they just steal the lane away from you? Force is just farming behind the tower, and they don't get a creep wave. That is super annoying for Asta. So he's going to head off to the jungle, but the wraparound coming up top. They're trying to find Mavis here. Sakuchi. Just barely out of range, but Jing spots him, and now should be able to find the easy kill, and then immediately Neon moving in to take the top tier 1.
Yep. They make their intentions very clear with the Exorcism, but it's go time. Just throw an Exorcism, get this tier 1 top tower out of the way, but mid will be the big one. Probably next Exorcism, they're going to be looking to swing some heroes mid. Problem is, they show these heroes top. Asta is very exposed, so now we're kind of reaching that point where he shouldn't be able to farm bottom lane. If anything, he also should be getting pressured in the jungle. So I think this is where you'd like to see the supports, the Slaughter, just like chase this AM around and give him a rough time.
Well, and on the other side, Polaris, Natsumi knows where he needs to be. Farming this triangle already. There are a nice collection of stacks on this hard camp, and the scan comes out. Radiant know what's going on, but it's really hard to come and contest that.
I'm not sure they can do anything about it. This feels like one of those games where Medusa's can be ahead of the AM, at least for most of the early to mid game, until fights, you know, with AM start breaking out. And this is, I think, for a while, like, people were picking AM a lot against Medusa, but over time, Medusa's just learned to change the item build. You go for this more, like, non-stat build, you go for the Butterfly, you go for Satanic, you know, you go for a BKB if you really want. Like, you don't go the Skadi against AM. And Medusas would beat AMs, like, even somewhat consistently. I don't really feel like it was a AM favored matchup for a period of time.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, this is certainly just, he had the bash primed, but couldn't get there. Good TP out. And Asta, I mean, it's nice to get away from that one, but currently still a long ways away from the Battle Fury here at almost 11 minutes. And the pressure coming in from Jing wants to come and contest this or maybe soak some experience and see if Polaris respond and force. Lelouch almost able to connect on him there.
Nice little try. Yeah, Shadow Demon's actually maxing disruption. I feel like this is not typically how you build Shadow Demon, but playing against Anti-Mage, those illusions can cripple him. And also buffing up your, Medusa illusions can be pretty strong as well. So I like the deviation and skill build we're seeing from Xavius.
Davis spots the AM. They also realize that he's in the area. This Ob's ward placed down, and now a smoke up coming. Abe, Jing moving together, Avatar mode and Enryu. They're pressuring towards mid here, but Natsumi is going to pull this creep wave past, and that sets up a little bit harder of a go on it, although they're just going to pop the Exo now and go for the tier 1.
Just death profit things, hide in the trees, heal up, go back in, but there is, the TP risk here. Xavius and Shadow Demon. He tanks too much.
Oh,
they have a nice ward.
Yeah, and the blink reveal. Force, they got him. They popped the Shadow Demon ulti onto Enryu. He's in trouble, but Force going to go down first. No, he won't. Gets the full combo out, and now Jing also caught and in trouble. Try and take Polaris' tier 1 tower. See what happens.
It's same story as last game. You can take, our safe lane tower, it's all yours. We don't care. You come for our mid tower, that allows you to then, invade our triangle easier, invade, outside of the map. No way. We're not giving that one up. And that's one of the things I think Polaris play really well around Medusa as a hero, because they always bring Natsumi to defend these towers. Medusa's like the perfect hero in many ways to defend tier 1s early on. She's tanky once she's like, has even just 1 point in the mana shield, Mystic State clears waves, and you've got Stonegate. So if they go Medusa, even if she dies, you're going to get team wiped in the process.
And, again, it feels like this moment where Neon, they want to be playing at least somewhat aggro, but a 3,000 gold lead now without really that much change in kills. That does start to feel like probably it changes once Asta gets this Battle Fury, but he's still a little ways away from it.
It's really not super close, and that's most of that gold difference. AM's at 5k net worth to the Medusa's almost 7k net worth, so big gold discrepancy there. And the Void Spirit's now got a Yule Scepter, so this Puck's game is about to get very difficult, because this is the item that Void Spirit needs to basically counter the Puck. Anytime Puck is, showing, if you get caught by the Yules, there's that kill threat.
Take down the tower.
I think TP's in, but this tower's already lost.
Force off to the side. They get the disruption now, looking for the catch, and well, all his mana's gone. Asta can't fight, has to jump away, and they bring 3 heroes, force the rotation of 4. Nothing got, nothing gained.
Yeah, and Max Blink, suddenly the playing against the SD gets a bit easier with this maxed out Blink, and may even go for that Blink talent at level 10. But Polaris aren't done. They're going back in, and with the Blink Slardar, they can maybe kill this Anti-Mage. Shadow Demon coming as well.
Yeah, he's got ready on those bashes. Asta there, and now a counter smoke play coming from Neon. They're going to pass right by each other, so they're trying to find Natsumi in the woods, but Asta caught. He just blinked. He's under control. Do they have enough for the kill? Back again. The disruption. Abe. Lelouch just runs into all of them. They find him the taunt and going to get that kill. Now can they get out? They popped Exo for this one. Enryu tries to go in for the full combo, and Force is likely to drop here. Can they kill him off? They will. But you take that trade every time. And that's Exo used too.
Yeah, it's one of those things we saw a bit in the last game where it's like it just didn't really feel like Obi Neon were ever making plays that led to objectives. And again, it's like an exorcism used in your own jungle. If it's in the enemy jungle or near their side of the map, maybe you're following up with a tier 1 mid tower.
Oh, good
nice
play there.
Yeah,
able to catch that one. And now maybe they've gone a little bit too far. Can they find this kill? Onto Lelouch looking for the finish, and they get him. Natsumi in the midst of all of them. He's already popped the ulti. Avatar mode taking a lot of right clicks. This Medusa's clinking away at him pretty hard, but they don't have enough follow-up. Mavis follows in on the backside, has an urn charge, throws it onto Abang, looking for the kill, and now the banish into the sun. Enryu brought on again. Can they have enough to kill him? And they will. Neon lose 3 and also likely to go down their tower.
It's like so much a similar story to last game where Polaris just suddenly, they're ready to go. They bring 5 mid. They're constantly defending their tower, and then when they're ready to fight you, they will do so and take your mid tier 1 tower. like Medusa here are not known for like her early fighting, but at this point, like the levels is a big thing for Medusa. So max up Mana Shield, Dragonlance, Yasha, like treads. That's all she's got, and she's ready to fight now. So Obi Neon just weren't ready for it and just kind of got ran over there. You had Mavis diving tier 2 towers, almost killing a puck. Like just hyper aggression from Polaris at the perfect time.
Right. And they've constantly, it feels like, also gotten these runes for the Void Spirit. And now another Arcane rune. He's trying to get in towards the Aghanim Scepter. I feel like this game, again, I mean, it's just so tough, right? Like, Asta's game plan is just still keep on farming. And he's still not at that battle period. Even when he gets it, it's not like they're going to be able to fight. Habang now throws out the Macro Pyre. Will catch on to Mavis, but he too is going to go down. Polaris just not stopping.
Yeah, I just feel like this AM is going to be forced to just keep on farming. And yeah, Medusa wants to kind of keep farming, but she's doing it while contributing. Like that mid tier 1 tower fight and push, she was a big part of. She was pressuring bottom, like pushing out the wave to the tier 2 tower. So she's not just passively farming the triangle, I say, as she does with that, but overall she's trying to apply pressure on the map.
Well, and more importantly, they're finding kills elsewhere. Almost bringing down Avatar mode. Will it be enough? Has the Urn charge on him and dropping lower and lower, and eventually, Phase Shift trying to survive. They have the Shadow Demon stacks. The poison is going to come out. Oh, he's not going to be able to. No, it was 1 second away on the Phase Shift.
It was one of those things like Xavius could have like timed the release or like tried to, but he didn't even realize I think he had the kill. It just wore off. Like if anything, he should have tried to time the release, but luckily the phase shift was like half a second off, and Death Prophet top could be in some trouble here.
Turned upon again. They got her. Caught, killed. 6,000 gold lead. And Polaris doing it all. Oh no, and they see another stack. Natsumi's coming for it. This feels so bad for the anti-mage. He just got his Battle Fury. Come on.
Yeah. But Natsumi is like, to me, maybe the best Medusa player in SEA. The way he almost like makes the hero feel like an aggressive hero. Like 15 minutes in, he was a big part of that mid push. He's farming the enemy ancients. Just doesn't feel like he's the passive farmer that so many other Medusa players are. Like there's a reason why Polaris get Medusa first phase banned, whereas other teams who first phase pick Medusa don't make the hero look as good. But the hero overall hasn't been that successful for other teams.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, this is just a really like interesting way to play it too, with the Shadow Demon and like spamming out the waves, you know, maxing out the disruption. Obviously good against AM, but also really good playing with Medusa. Even if she dies, you're going to have some pretty good right clickers in there. And Neon again making the move, trying to take this mid tier 1. They're anticipating somebody reacts for this, but it is in fact just a Roche that's being taken instead. So you won't even be able to get the tier 1 tower. Quite sure, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you probably don't really want to commit to it. Puck's going to find a courier, but I think at this point they're just going to be playing keep away and split push Dota. Like Asta in the enemy ancients, it's going to be a lot of, you know, Puck and AM are two very good split pushing heroes. The problem is Void Spirit with a Yule Scepter is a great hero to catch and punish heroes like Avatar mode on Puck.
I mean, this is not exactly easy for Asta to keep on farming these ancients either. Like, he's getting brought down fairly low doing it. And obviously Battle Fury, he's going to get the regen, but it's a tough one. And the bigger thing is Polaris can just make these moves now. And they're just going to start to shut down the map even more, trying to take the top tier 1 tower and maybe just keep that pressure going afterwards. We'll see.
Neon doing the best they can. They're making sure they still get far mid. They actually snipe that mid tier 1 tower, but Avatar mode keeps like double nuking the mid wave while not getting caught. I think Polaris, if this keeps on happening, we're going to have to, you know, try come up with some ways to try and punish this Puck. Like, Avatar mode doesn't have any defensive items. But Obi Neon, they're set up. They want to defend this top lane.
Interesting.
Just on Natsumi, it's a tricky hold, but it's definitely one, if they're set up, they can make.
Disrupting to create more of these Medusa illusions. The roll in, it connects, the kickback. Does have ulti, but doesn't get it off. Keeping himself alive for the moment, trying to walk away. And will lose the Aegis here most likely. So Natsumi goes down once. Can they do it again? And Ryu?
He does not let her get Stone Gaze off.
Oh, the bash is there. And in trouble now. The silence out. Another round of it. And they have the coil, but Polaris, they stand tall. They're not afraid. Stone Gaze came out. They are not getting that kill for now.
Yeah, the rest of Polaris did a good job of covering the Medusa respawn. Like, there was a definite danger that she gets, like, stunned out of Aegis and just chain stun down, but they covered her well. unless AM shows up at the same time, you don't want AM to show up. You're just trying to use the space for him to catch up and keep farming. They weren't killing Medusa a second time.
No, and they're going to now give up this tier 2 tower after putting a little bit of spam out there. But like you said, you know, Asa, he's getting his farm on, trying to get into Sanjin Yasha, actually. And can they find an opening here? He blinks to the side. Force is hunting also. He's a little ways away, and Asta might be able to get out here. It looks like they won't find him.
Yeah, Sanjin Yasha and a Halberd queued up. A bit of an unconventional AM build if he does end up going for these items. I feel like the Manta is just so good on AM. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get it. But for now, yeah, he's indicating... Okay, there you see. He's back to the Manta. But he's being caught. Blink stun. Any follow-up for this one? Nope. Shadow Demon a little bit too far away for any kind of a disruption play.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like the Aghanims coming out on Void Spirit and Force, you know, having the corrosive haze, it's pretty hard to not go Manta. But
I was being nice. I was honestly, if he didn't go Manta, I was gonna flame the hell out of him. So I'm glad he went Manta. It just felt like one of those like, but what if I get this item? This really sick thing's gonna happen. But then it's like, it's Manta.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, you gotta get the Manta, surely.
Yeah. There's no world where getting something other than Manta is a good idea here.
I mean, it also feels like it might not be there quite in time for what they need to do. Another smoke up coming. And Davis catches the creep wave, shows himself. They roll in, Force on the other side, jump in, silence, immediately out. Can they do anything more afterwards? Second round of silence, Earth Spirit in trouble. Xavius, he gets his ulti out on himself. That shard coming in handy. And now Force trying to run away. Just inside, they're just barely off the mark there. Not able to connect to the ice path. So Jakiro going to go down. 3 kills, 2 to Natsumi, and Enryu just has to run away. And now they can turn as well. Trying to walk out, but the bash is there. A couple more punches. Corrosive haze amplifying up all of this damage that's coming out. And Ryu eventually too going to go down. Does get forced before it ends up falling, but the Death Prophet dead and Polaris still on top.
And this is the problem with just anti-mage strats in general. Like, any other carry in Dota, they're showing up to that fight. You're diving past the tier 2 tower. Same with that top tier 2 defense. Like, your carry at 20 to 25 minutes in the game is meant to show up to fights, particularly ones underneath your towers, but it's an underfarmed AM who's being kind of counterpicked and playing in all this physical damage. Even the Medusa is just, like, going to destroy this AM if he ever gets hazed up, so... like, these aren't bad fights for OB Neon, but because there's an AM on their team, like, players just know, like, they can take these fights.
Yeah, not a whole lot else that can happen with it. The other thing I'm seeing pretty soon here is Xavius is healing himself up with these demonic purges, the demonic cleanse, I should say, but he's also going for Aghanims pretty soon, and that's such a huge power spike.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice for them.
BKB delivered. Abang reveals himself. They've got Asa in the area. Natsumi says, come deal with me. Just going to punch away there. Now Avatar mode has to run away. Wants to chase. They're underneath the ward. This is previously where Neon made a pretty big throw, and now it's this time Polaris with vision, and, well, roll in. Tries to find one. Pretty good magnetize. Is there a follow-up? Silence there. On to 2. Nicely done by Lelouch. And they have the macro pyre down, but now Natsumi just going to run in onto both of them. Good coil afterwards. They actually find a kill there onto the Shadow Demon. This is their moment. Natsumi has to run away. At least for now, but Enryu's off to the side, and a pretty big kill from Asta. 2 down. Can they find any more? BKB trying to run, but Lelouch in the area gets the kill onto DP again.
I mean, it's the best you're going to get. You kill 2 supports, but at least it's something. Unfortunately, the puck buyback doesn't feel great. It's just so hard for AM to engage into them when they're, like, grouped as 5. I feel like I'm harping on it a lot, but, like, he stood on the outskirts of the fight waiting for, like, Stone Gaze to wear off and was trying to walk, come in at the end, maybe go next to his Medusa. But he gets clipped by a stone. He's half health before he, like, even enters the fight. And then he pops his Manta and just has to, like, kind of run away. So, just so difficult for him. Medusa with Butterfly plus BKB means she's just not an easy target to go on. And we'll see if there's any kind of item that's going to kind of fix his game.
I mean, there's just... The game just feels very difficult no matter what. He is going back for the Halberd afterwards. And that might be a decent way to go with this, right? Like, Halberd, amazing against Medusa if you can get it off before that BKB. And it's just it needs to be the perfect fight for Polaris.
Yeah, I don't like it that much, but I don't think there's like any obvious standout item. It's one of those things where it's like it'll reduce some of the Medusa's damage output, but make you a bit I think he just feels like he needs to tank up because he's just dying too fast in these fights, so that the halberd will at least get the job done there.
Yeah. Gotta find something.
Got a nice ward behind this tower. Polaris really want to try to find a jump or a catch. Especially this puck would be a great find for them.
They're just for the moment.
Their position is really good on Polaris. Like having Natsumi play on the bottom side near the ward.
Oh, Aston just popped Manta. Oh, he goes on the wrong AM though. And
Nice
wants to
little
hunt in the area. Yule Scepter lift up. They got him caught. Forces in the area. And Asta likely to go down there. They break in trees, and there it is. The bash followed up with the corrosive haze. Tries to blink out. Any extra follow-up here?
Yeah, he might still live here. Doesn't have a TP, but
yeah, maybe it's just hunted. They roll in. They find him. And
his supports
now
may die now.
yeah. Abeng goes down.
Save
But
Mr.
they save their AM.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not quite enough damage there, but it's one of those things where AM is getting harder and harder to kill, but I just feel like there's still no threat of him dealing damage just yet. Like this halberd is going to make it. No, he's fully bolted out. Again, I don't think it's the worst time pickup. It's like he can take two approaches. Let's go the items that allow me to kill them better or to stay alive. And you know, he's just thinking if I stay alive, I can burn more mana. I can turn this Medusa into this perfect mana void target, particularly because you went BKB. So you know, when your enemies have BKB, a lot of the approach to a team fight is trying to outlast them, turn it into, you know, you can't win a quick fight against BKBs. You need to drag it out, kite the BKBs, and that's where this halberd will give him survivability and the ability to, when BKB wears off, Mana Void Medusa and, you know, dream case scenario, kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, and I mean, you're kind of all in, because I think that in a way, like, if you don't end up... Oh, good catch here. This is going to be a nice kill for them, finding Xavius. But... I mean, I don't know if there is an item that he can do that actually does damage. Enough of it anyways. Like, MKB feels terrible also. So, we'll see. Gotta hold out.
I don't think there's any obvious item from here. Maybe Scotty next would be what stands out to me is the... Again, it's more defensive survivability, but I think the slow against Medusa is kind of nice. But yeah, at some point, the physical damage is going to hurt him. But again, maybe Scotty with some extra armor can help a little. There you go. Yeah, he does screw up Scotty.
I mean, it's an amazing item against Medusa, decreasing that attack speed too. You know, working really well against those ranged heroes. So, you know, there's you got to find something. That's the key. And it's 12k gold into the lead of Polaris. It's going to be a relatively quick respawn on this Roche, it looks like. So, not that far away from that one being completed. And Neon, do they have the items that they need to at least try and defend Roche? We'll have to see.
This is a scary one because it's where Medusa with Daedalus Aegis will just barrel down the lane, but they are in the neighborhood. Neon want to defend and contest this one. And Mage will have to find somewhere to TP into. Yeah, let's say he's got no like tier 1, tier 2 towers, so he's going to have to TP early. But he is joining up with his team.
They just take out the Observer Ward also with those illusions, so nice play there. They spot her. Okay, Ice Path down. They got the bugs onto Roche. Natsumi has to be careful here. Roche is getting very low. 2,000 HP left on it now. Can they just go all in?
Natsumi's mana pool is like pretty low. He's only a third mana. He doesn't really want to force his fight. He buys triple mango just to, you know, try and juice himself back up.
They just got Xavius Aghanims as well. Jumps in, wants to find it. That's the ulti immediately dropped on down, but it's a great combo! And they're able to snatch it though! Force takes away the Aegis. And now Jing left doing not nearly enough. AM in the midst of all of it gets blown up. Lelouch will die. But a huge combo out there.
Oh, he was so close to getting off. Like, if they got the Aegis there on their side and hit that Mana Void, if that Mana Void just did a little more damage, maybe they kill Medusa. Having that cheese was just so nice.
The Aghanims that came out there at the end from the Weaver.
That was Weaver, not the cheese, sorry.
That was a huge play. I mean, and he just got it right before the fight, which is wild. They got Aghanims on Shadow Demon and on Weaver. Unreal.
Very nice, very nice.
Damn, dude. Well, the game does feel hard, but it's on force at least for the Aegis.
Yeah, you've got this, you know, Medusa. You can maybe try and force a fight, and they need that like Earth Spirit kick in a base kind of play. But problem is, there's this disruption just sitting behind Natsumi. He's also got the demonic purge, which you can use on Medusa as well. Such a hard hero to go on.
So what you're telling me is they need that the Tusk in the game. Uh-oh. Ding, he's dead.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance. Good disruption timing from Xavius. Works out perfectly. Gives him the tip. Good
He was
stuff.
rolling as disrupt. Like this, it looked really dumb, but like literally his roll started casting as Xavier's used disruption. Like just he was just trying to make some illusions and then to roll him through. Oh boy. But yeah, I think this Medusa now with Weaver, Ags, and a Ags Shadow Demon with Shard sitting behind her just becomes like unkillable. Like you need a kicker into your base, but even then, like can you actually kill her in that scenario?
Right. Yeah, they need. I mean, and on top of that, like this, you know, 46% evasion with the Elven Tunic. It's like, how do you even get through that as the anti-mage to even try and burn her mana?
Yeah. I don't know. Like that's the thing. He's probably thinking like, do I go MKB now? But he's going to be so squishy. Like we saw it last fight. He just melts once they get a stun on him.
He needs one of his teammates to build a Bloodthorn, but jumping behind the tower. Oh no. Unryu just going to get caught and pummeled. God-like Natsumi Medusa. You got to ban this hero against Polaris. They're showing again why it's so strong. Is on the other side. Jing also going to go down. Lelouch giving him the tip. And feeling very good about themselves right now. And Asta just looking for an opening. A double buyback. They want to open this up, but Avatar Mode gets caught also, and immediately the Aeon just purged off of him. Oh no. Didn't get a chance to cast anything.
You know, a great way to bring their draft together with this Void Spirit pick. Gave them an answer to the puck, and it's just a well put together draft for Polaris. Like they were so good at executing on these Medusa games and drafting around Medusa, and I feel like that's something that AM just didn't really have. Like that draft that really sets him up to succeed. You know, he had a rough lane against the Slardart. The supports are kind of annoying to deal with. Like Weaver's just elusive. There's, you know, outside of Medusa, like AM is not particularly good against a lot of these heroes. Like, okay versus Void Spirit, but we'll see if they can hold. AM's
Another
going in.
miss. Can't quite connect. Asta getting bashed by Force. Already dead on one. Jakiro buys back. Lelouch on top of one. But now AM's just completely out of the fight, and they're going to let him go. Focus back onto the buildings here. Natsumi gets caught for a moment, and then disruption as the kill is going out. Xavius down low, gets time-lapse back in. There are no more buybacks left. It is GG. Polaris going to end this one 2-0.
Very convincing 2-0. This is the Polaris, you know, it's gameplay-wise and just the fact that, you know, the way they won this game so convincingly. This is what we saw at the start of the season. Like, their execution on some of these greedier drafts of theirs is just so flawless. I think what really stands out as most impressive is just how good they are at keeping their mid-tier 1 tower up specifically. They never overcommit, like, resources to defend their safe lane. At some point, they just say, okay, our carry's going to go jungle, farm it up, and we're going to give up that tower. But as soon as the enemy come for their mid-tier 1 tower, they bring their entire team to defend it.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, like, the single-mindedness of a whole team knowing what they need to do and just like, all right, we're going to gather around Natsumi. Natsumi will carry us. It's been a trademark for this team since before this season, and it's still working now. But an impressive showing. And, you know, it opens up some questions with that win of what the rest of the CDPC could look like. Are we going to get forced into some tiebreakers? I think I saw you doing like some crazy math earlier. I don't know if we need to go into it right now, but how many potential scenarios are there available roughly?
Quite a few. I think the big one for Polaris, they're 4-3. They're hoping Fnatic beats T1 because that brings T1 down, and then basically Polaris needs either Boom or T1 to go 4-3 as well. So most likely of those to go 4-3 is probably T1. So Polaris gets to sit back. You know, they've done their job, which is win. The only way they can get to the major, though, is going to be with some help. So they're hoping specifically Fnatic can help them out.
All right, we'll see if Fnatic can give them a little bit of help. For now, at least, we're going to go a quick break. When we get back, the panel's going to break down all that action. We'll see you then.
Polaris winning game 2 and this series means that they do keep the dream of potentially going to the major alive for themselves. And in this game number 2, there are a few heroes, maybe questionable picks, especially that AM in the first phase, I would say has to be the biggest questionable pick coming out from maybe any team this tour.
Wow, that's a
more or less than the Necro first phase.
I mean, the Necro at least kind of did something,
I mean,
right?
they won, right? I think.
Well, last game, no, they didn't. They lost.
No. When Cuckoo first phase through.
Oh yeah, I mean, T1 has made it work. But anyway, about the anti-mage.
Anyway, this anti-mage.
Sorry.
I think the anti-mage this game was like, there's just so many ways they could have countered it, and it's made it really hard. It's a good carry matchup, but it has to have a good lane, and it somewhat did have a better lane than I expected. But that was partly just because the Jakiro was so good versus the Slardar. However, like, there's some key things that just went really wrong for the anti-mage, and he died, and after that, they couldn't find any space on the map, and so he just farmed while his team just kind of fed, so ended up like looking like a classic anti-mage game. He's all farming while the team's fighting. I remember the fight on like the tier 2 top where like they took some fight into the Aegis Medusa, and this anti-mage just farming a small camp on the other side of the map. It's like, it's just weird communication from the team.
Yeah, okay, so maybe just not the Neon that we're used to draft-wise and playstyle-wise, but Polaris, again, I'm going to ask that question for you guys. You weren't super confident in their mid to late game, but what sort of plays were really a strength or a strong point for them for this game and series?
Polaris in this game were really strong with their, like, I would say I thought they were going to just chill while their Medusa farmed, but like they actually were extremely active just in general. They made a lot of plays like into the jungle to chase down anti-mage and stop him from farming. Like he died a couple times. They were just harassing him and not letting him just free farm. They brought Medusa to a bunch of fights. Like she incorporated like involving herself into her farming patterns, which was amazing. She would show up to mid to defend the mid tower. She would show up to bot to fight there. Like she would just be farming in the area and come there. And it's like that is how you win these types of games. You're not just leaving it up to chance of like who executes better in the late game. They set themselves up for a really good game early by getting Medusa so involved.
Yeah, 100%. And Fear, I feel like there was one other person you wanted to talk about in this game that maybe didn't really live up to expectations on Neon.
Yeah, I think Avatar mode this series was not as impactful as he needed to be to really bring the series home. I think on the other end, Lelouch like was also playing an active style mid, but just like his rotations and everything they connected. Where Avatar mode just he didn't get that many connections, unfortunately, in both these games of like finding the pickoffs on the map.
Who would be a standout player for you guys from Polaris in this series?
I really liked Xavier's. I thought his call was, I mean, like I praised his call up and down last game for, you know, protecting the mid tower, stacking the camps, just doing like his job really well. I think this game I liked his skill build on Shadow Demon. He made Anti-Mage's life really hard. Just did some clutch stuff, good purges.
For me, I think Natsumi played really well this series. Like, it's pretty like easy to like give. It's hard for me to usually to give like the carry the MVP because they're usually just kind of farming, but both games he just kind of showed up, had a rough lane and had a great item build and was very like active, I guess, in the mid game. So he played really well as a carry.
I know Neon do have one last series that they have to play. In your eyes, what's maybe the biggest thing that they have to work on when they go into this last series? Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. You have to practically be another coach for them.
Pretty simple for me. I think Avatar mode needs to like be more active, and I also think they need to pick less greedy carries. I think just in general, this team just got stomped 2 games in a row, 20-minute games, and it's because they're picking TBs. It's because they're picking, you know, like these hard carries, right? And it's just not really working out for them because their mid player isn't making that type of space for this to work. So they need to change it up and maybe like get the carry a little more active, maybe a little more greedy on the mid lane. Just find a way to get through the early game for me.
Yeah, because these are drafts that they like. They have a history of picking greedy carries. It's just, I think,
just not working.
Yeah, they definitely look the best on like the TA style tempos when like we keep seeing teams banning their Enchantress. They look good on Enchantress when they get these types of lineups. They've looked their strongest.
So that's like the area that they can work on. But for you guys, what was their strongest point?
They don't have much. I mean, they're
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Not that series. I mean, previous series is they've looked great in their early game. Like they've won really hard in early against SMG and stuff. Like
a really good point you bring up though. Like normally they're strong laning phase, but we didn't really see it this series.
Sadly, I mean, Polaris were also really good at it, like Fear said in the pre-panel. I think, like, maybe adapt the way that, like, I don't know, Boom, when they were playing with Tino, they would just give him, like, razors and stuff, and they would do really, really well with that. Maybe that's the type of playstyle you need to enact on Neon. Just throw out the TA razor type drafts, the tinies. Those go really well for them, I think.
Okay. Well, again, Neon unfortunately didn't win this series. Polaris did, which means we get to have a winner's interview with them. And we are going to be bringing in Xavier. Xavier, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. I want to know what sort of prep work went into this series for you guys.
Just the normal stuff, you know. We just keep watching their replays and just play our game and our heroes.
What do you think was the biggest strength or biggest advantage for you guys in this series, specifically against Neon?
I don't really know, but we just wanna play our game actually.
The whole team wants to be interviewed.
Yeah. So speaking of wanting to play your game, like, what do you think your guys' like biggest strength is as a team right now?
I don't know. For me, I cannot really say about our strengths. Maybe we just know how to play certain heroes that we're really good at. But in terms of weaknesses, I think we're very inconsistent. Maybe that's really a problem for us.
Well, I was curious about in this draft for game 2. Obviously you're up against an anti-mage with 2 heroes without like solid lockdown, and then you opted to still go for a Weaver. What was the idea behind that?
We just want to secure our Medusa lane actually. With Weaver, I think this hero is a really strong laner. So yeah, I think we just want to secure Medusa's lane, give him a good lane, and we just try to win other lanes as well, and we can have a good game.
I want to know a little bit more about Pugno. We've seen him be picked up a lot more in the past few days. But for you guys on Polaris, why do you enjoy picking him or think that he is such a viable pick?
Against like heroes that are setters, especially the Sand King, you know, he can get cancelled. I mean, his dagger can get cancelled when you cast Epi if there's a ward. So I think it's really good against these kinds of heroes.
Awesome. Well, Xavier, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations again on the series win.
All right, thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
He didn't wave. I can't believe
I know.
it.
Sometimes they comes back last second waves.
Yeah, every time I look away, I've got to like trash talk the players, and then they pop back up with the wave. But that is our first series for the day done and dusted. Because it is a 2-0, it means there is going to be a little bit of a wait for the next series. But make sure you guys hang around, because I do believe we have a little bit of a surprise coming up in this break.
Aduh, kalah lagi. Iya ya, coba tadi pakai skill itu. Ya. Thank your losses.
Welcome back, everyone. We do still have a fair amount of time before our next series, but we thought, why not fill in the void with a little bit of making fun of talent? It's my favorite thing to ever do. So we have the Wheel of Bullshit here. Isn't it beautiful? Great.
Wow.
Round of applause. Absolute masterpiece. This is my favorite photo here. I'm gonna quickly explain.
This is my favorite photo
That's
here.
actually probably like the greatest achievement on the wheel. But I'm gonna quickly explain it. Sheep's face, beautiful crayon face here, is gonna be our quick maths. Me and my graduation outfit is gonna be spelling, which is dumb because I really don't know how to spell. The world is gonna be geography, and then fear is dealer's choice, including rock, paper, scissors, scissors, paper, rock, scissors, whatever.
It's rock, paper, scissors
I just
only.
got confused.
You know what? You're our guest. You can spin the wheel. Whatever it lands on, I'll
right
tell
now?
you what we do. Yeah,
All
right
right,
now.
let's do it.
Straight up. First spin.
And here we go.
Oh my god.
Please don't land on spelling
Please land on
bee.
me.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, no, it's
No,
going
it's
back.
not.
It's going back.
No way!
All right.
So it lands on geography.
Geography.
Awesome. Okay, well, you were told that fear you actually have to spin again.
Oh, yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No particular reason, just spin it again. What do you want it to land on, Fear?
The same exact thing, to be honest. Oh, let's
It's
go, let's
you.
go, let's go, let's go.
Please don't do it.
Oh,
okay, it
that's
lands on
me.
yourself, which means it's dealer's choice. You can either do, I'm going to say you can't do geography, so maybe don't pick that one. You can either spin it again, you can play rock, paper, scissors, you can do quick maths, or spelling bee.
Let's do something simple. Let's do rock, paper, scissors.
That's so fun. That's so boring.
You can pick your first opponent.
So I just get to challenge one of you guys?
I guess so.
All right, I
and
guess
then-
I'm
and then
challenging you then.
Oh.
Let's go.
Okay, wait, do you do it like 1, 2, 3, shoot, or 1, 2, and then shoot on 3?
Shoot on 3.
Okay, all right, you
All right,
ready? Okay, wait, we have to move the wheel. Can we,
Where are we
can
moving
we
it?
get someone in here and move the wheel?
Thank you.
I haven't
so
actually
Zach.
played. I haven't played this game in like 10 years, but I'm
Okay.
sure I'll win. Let's
So
go.
on 3,
All right,
we're
ready?
shooting. All right.
Go.
1, 2.
Oh, that's
Hey,
a victory.
That is a victory,
All
and now
right.
you have to go up against sheep.
Is it like? Is there? Okay, I guess I win then. What if,
If
you
you
win?
win,
Are we
I-
having a losers match or what's going on?
I've never lost in my life, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's go.
Easy.
All right, that's it. That's
then,
it. What, that's it.
Then
do I win?
Then you go
I guess
up
technically
against
you
me.
win.
No, because she hasn't beaten everyone.
Oh, I see. So
Okay, ready?
round robin
Ready?
here.
It's just so easy.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
so
Oh
easy.
my goodness.
If you only do rock, you just win.
I know this
The
for
worst
next
thing
time.
is, like 2 weeks ago, you were like, I only do rock. I'm
I
like, nah,
told
no
you in
way, bro. No
advance.
way, bro.
I told you in advance.
Well,
I didn't have that
um,
information.
I guess Sheep wins at rock, paper, scissors. Scissors, paper, rock. So we get the wheel back out here so we can spin again. You can win. You can spin because you won.
Spin to win.
I'm gonna only do rock if it lands on rock, paper, scissors. I'm just telling you that now.
Oh,
Atta!
the only way if it lands on rock, paper, scissors is if you pick it.
I will.
I think you spun it too hard.
No, I didn't.
No, you did. Okay.
Is this a dealer's choice?
It's dealer's
No,
choice.
I
you
want
gotta
to do the spelling bee.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
For real.
Okay. Well, can we please get this wheel off the stage again? And we'll get ready for the spelling bee. I'm really nervous, I'm not going to lie. I actually can't spell.
Once again,
very
I
well.
dropped out of school. You're fine.
I think it's DOTA themed. I want to say that out loud so someone in my
Okay.
ear can correct me. We're also doing you start, by the way, so you'll have to spell the first word.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay.
Yeah. and then it'll go fear, and then it'll go myself.
Okay.
And then obviously it's just like a normal spelling bee. Last one standing that
Alright.
can spell the word correctly is the winner, and we'll get to spin the wheel again.
Oh.
But
We have to spell it in our head.
yeah, we can't.
see.
We're not writing it like
No
we
writing
like an
it down?
actual spelling bee. We're saying it out loud
Okay.
Okay.
All right. When do I get my word?
when
I
I
know.
give it to you,
Okay. Thank
which
you.
isn't now.
All right. I'm excited.
How would you rate your spelling though?
Not very good.
No, like if you had to number it.
Like from 1 to 10.
No, actually, if you had to give it a letter, like on the
Letter?
alphabet,
Like an F.
A being the
Oh,
best
okay.
and Z being the worst.
Probably like a C. You know, like
That's close to being good.
passing grade.
No,
not
I-
good.
if
you-
we're
I
doing
think
the
you're not
whole
understanding
alphabet.
Of the
what she's
entire
saying.
alphabet.
That's what I said. I said
Oh,
A
no, I
being
was
the
doing it
best.
like a school
no,
grade.
A being the best and Z being the worst.
Oh,
Where would you put yourself?
what would be a passing grade?
The middle.
No, I feel like
This
middle's
question
not
got like
well,
it's like-
unnecessarily complicated with
you
the
know, like
alphabet
a
system.
G, maybe a G. It's not the word. No, an E, like a I.
An
Do you know
I
the
don't know what you want
alphabet?
from me, man.
Do you know the alphabet? Can you go through? Like, I want to make sure you know the alphabet. Can you just run it through me? Run me through the
Can you
alphabet.
sing the song for us?
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z.
By the way,
No.
production was just in my ear. Apparently, H is in the letter.
H is
Okay, so we
H.
pronounce it differently, but I just wanted to
H.
roast them back. Because we say
H.
H. We say H, and they
H.
say H.
Yeah, I'm a H.
But they
Definitely
also say
H.
Z, and we say Z.
I just go between
Actually, you
two.
just said Z.
Yeah.
You did.
Y
yeah.
and Z, yeah.
Apparently, because they're in America, I have to abide by their awful
Nice.
I refuse.
I mean,
way
it
of
works for
pronouncing
me.
things.
I am a color COLOUR.
Oh,
This is
Oh,
how it
she's
looks to
already
me.
lost it.
I was trying to remember the
And how do you spell favorite, huh?
FAVOURITE.
How do you spell armor?
ARMOUR.
Yikes.
Oh, you're so cute, Nat.
Oh, lordy. Alrighty, production are finally ready for the spelling beast. Alex, it's going to be you first.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
You made me nervous with this whole
Alright,
lead up.
I'm ready for the word.
Okay.
Aghanim.
AGHANIM.
I have no idea if you're right.
I am right. I know I'm right. I was not wrong. I'll do it for you. Ding ding yay!
These are Dota 1 song.
Uh-huh, they
You
are
can get-
Dota-themed spelling.
I don't read in Dota, so we'll see.
If sheep is correct, are we able to get a word for fear?
Yeah, I mean, when are we gonna know if you're correct?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm right.
She is correct.
Alright, she is correct.
She is correct.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Huh?
COUPDEGRAC. I think that's the final answer.
What is that word?
Coup de grace? It's Piezol.
GRAC. Incorrect. Darn.
It was wrong. Oh no.
How?
Oh, there's an E at the end. I missed an
Yes.
E. Sorry.
Oh my god.
That was.
You know what? Thank you, Fear, for tanking the
Good
first
job,
loss.
thank you, brother.
You're welcome. You're
Because
welcome.
I'm
You're
just
welcome.
hoping they give me the word crystal.
How do you spell maidenless?
Why would you do this to me?
I could have done that one.
GLIPNIER.
That was just
Did
wrong.
you spell Glipnir?
Yeah.
Yo, I have no idea how to spell it.
Are you guys just really bad at spelling or what? Never mind.
Yes.
I'm an
What do you
A in spelling.
Wait, would you have got mine?
Wait,
Coup de
you have to
grace?
do
Yeah.
because the spelling bee rules. You
Yeah.
actually have to go one more time and get it right, and that's no cap, not even lying. That is how spelling bees work.
Okay, so what was your word? Glipnir?
No, it doesn't have to be my word. You have to get one more right.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
So you just have to get 2 right.
Alright, all good. Hit me.
Alright.
What's my word?
Perseverance.
Oh my gosh, why?
Uh,
Why so easy?
PERS EVERANCE.
Is correct.
Yeah!
Wow! Congratulations,
congrats.
Sheep. You are the spelling bee champion.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
I graduated secondary school.
Apparently, I didn't. Oh, apparently we're going for second, and this is now going to be the most
Okay.
embarrassing thing I've ever done on a broadcast.
Alright.
And I've done a lot of embarrassing things.
Wait, so I'm next again?
Yep.
Alright. PESTILENCE. Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, Fia, you're just so good. Can we just give him second and save me the embarrassment?
Oh my god. Now what's your word? I don't even
Are
get
you
the-
making it easier for her? Because I feel like you're going easy on her.
You
She's
say that
got
and I
a-
still don't know how to spell this.
You know, I don't even hear the word.
UP
So.
That's because you don't have production in your ear.
Yeah, so I just have to guess.
Okay, so
what
my
you said.
word is upheaval.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep. UPHEAVEL.
Oh my god, Nat. Oh my god, Nat. No, Nat.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
There's probably a Y at the end of that one too, as well. Actually, can I add a Y to the end?
It's AL. It's not EL. Upheaval? Upheaval?
Upheaval.
That's how I want to spell
Sounds
it.
like Pangolier.
There's a Glipnir and upheaval.
Yep. But you have to get one more right.
Oh my god.
I'm okay to be lost in this.
Hit me then. What do we got?
Say the word out loud when you hear it, because I'm...
I don't hear anything. I got
Okay, just when it comes.
Gleipnir. So it's GLEIPNIR.
I got that.
No!
Darn.
Now I have to
Where'd it
fill
go wrong?
another word spiel.
How are you guys
Keep
so
going.
bad at words?
What?
I see. Okay.
Please don't give me another one.
I'm genuinely concerned.
I
for
mean
the both
that
of you.
that item was
I'm just
too
gonna-
new for me. I'm an old player, you know.
I genuinely can't spell. When I said I was really bad at spelling, it wasn't a joke.
Okay. Okay.
I was not lying.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You don't need to know how to spell nowadays. You know, autocorrect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the point?
So true.
Yeah, my teacher said I needed to learn how to do maths, but I didn't. I just
You
had.
also don't need to know how to do
I
that nowadays.
didn't. I saw like, really good memes, just like just another day of not using sin, cos, and tan.
So my word is refresher.
You got it. I believe in
There's
you.
like a bit of me that really wants. REFRESHER.
Oh my god.
There was so much of me that wanted to put AR at the end just to kind of like annoy you.
I wouldn't be annoyed. I would just be sad.
Wait, that means we have to go another round.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. They're gonna be like, all right, Fierce, spell axe.
No, can they give me that
AX.
one? AX.
That's what they get you. Is it axe the player from China, or is it axe the hero? Oh, you're wrong no matter what.
What
Those
if it's
gotcha
just
picks.
An axe
Yeah.
that you chop wood with.
That
That's the axe I think of.
also have an E on the end.
It does.
Yeah. So.
What do you think is the
Right.
hardest word to spell in Dota?
Whatever Crystal Maiden's name is.
Riley.
Yeah.
You have to spell Pangolier for you.
PANGOLIER.
All right. He knows hero names.
I graduated.
LFG. I'm glad I won this like 10 minutes ago, you know?
I want to do this. You know how they say like 80% of your body is made up of water? Right now, like
Yeah.
fucking 100% of my body is made up of embarrassment. I just fucking want to die.
Yo, if we get into the lore words, then it becomes like really hard, I'm fairly sure.
What was the word again? Avernus?
Like Lord of Avernus.
Oh, that's really easy. You got that one.
AVERNACE.
Aw.
SE.
Nope. Avernus with like a US.
I was so close.
You were so close.
I was so close.
Yeah.
It's just the end. Just can't finish those words.
Can I spell these words correctly when you guys get them wrong? Because it's just like
I
hurting
mean, you
everyone.
guys. I'm done now.
No, 'cause
No, you have to get one more right.
I got 2 right.
Didn't you get? Oh, he did.
I've already got 2
Does
right.
he?
I think he. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did. He got
Okay,
Pango
sure.
right. Yeah, never mind. You
Alright.
suck. Last place.
Yeah, excuse me.
Sorry, Finn.
It is
Yeah.
what
It
it
took you.
is.
It took you 8 tries, but you got it.
It took me
Proud of
3 tries. I only got 1
It
wrong.
took you eight tries.
Wait, I get to pick? Do I spin the wheel or am I just picking? Oh, maths.
Oh, get me out. Yeah.
Oh,
Watch
no.
me still come dead
Wait,
last.
no, I made fun of you, but I don't want to do maths.
Thank you. Here you go. You guys can have whiteboards
For what, what's this for?
For
the
maths.
maths.
Oh,
I'm going to do it in my book.
Okay.
okay.
I'm going to do it in the back of my book.
Alright, I'm actually bad at maths though.
So am
is it
I.
whoever gets it first wins, or
So
how does this work?
the way it is, we'll get a maths problem.
Yep.
And we'll answer it. And the person who answers the first question last gets knocked out, and then it's another question between the 2 remaining players, and obviously whoever
okay.
answers it first then wins.
Can't get the. Oh, there we go.
I think I might just let you guys win.
You know who's really good at maths? John.
Who? Oh,
John. Like Mike
Yeah,
and John. Really good at maths. That man is
That makes
a
sense.
whiz.
He looks like a guy that would be good at maths.
I don't know what that means, but
I only
that's a
do Dota
compliment.
math, so we'll see where this goes.
It could be Dota maths. Could be Dota maths.
How do I don't see the equation.
Neither.
Oh, okay. I'll just guess then.
It's 23 times 14. I don't know my multiplications well enough.
Oh, I haven't done this since like forever.
I swear this is like the quietest we've ever been. Wait.
Am I allowed to show it when I have the answer?
Yeah.
Correct. Is this correct?
Is she correct?
I don't know.
I don't think you're correct.
I don't know.
Wait, I have my answer. I can't show it though because it's really tiny.
Am I stupid?
Yeah. I don't know if you can read this.
Wait. Oh, no.
Wait, can I wait for Thea to finish? Apparently you're way off.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, I'll be real.
Oh, no, because I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. I have 340.
Well,
Wait.
let's see.
Yeah.
Wait, it has to. Okay, hold on. Duh. Oh my god, no, I'm so stupid.
Wait, I think I know where I went wrong.
I'm so stupid.
I know exactly where I went
know where
wrong.
I went wrong. I'm so stupid. No one look at me.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Hold on, I got it. Alright.
Wait, Thea's my favorite.
This one?
I
This
did it
one?
at first. I was like, this is not working.
You're still wrong.
No!
Wait, I know what I did wrong.
I don't know where I went wrong anymore. I'm confused. I don't know.
Is it 292? Also wrong. Wait, it's
Alright, I got it.
322.
22? How did I get that wrong?
It's 9,000.
Are they sure?
It has to be.
Wait, cause 20.
Is it 322?
Are they sure it's 300?
It's 322.
I was 326.
So what I was
I was
doing
the
wrong.
closest.
What I was doing wrong is I wasn't adding the 30.
Yeah. That was close. Who wanted to do math again?
It was she wanted to ruin us.
I didn't introduce the segment wrong though. Can I put that one out there? I did not incorrectly introduce
Where
it.
did I go wrong in my maths?
So, okay, the easiest way to do this is 230 by 10, sorry, 23 by 10,
That's
which
what
gives
I
you
did,
230.
Yeah.
And it's 23 by 4.
Yeah.
3 by 4 gives you 12. 2 by 4 gives
Yeah.
you 80. Gives you, added together,
Where did I get
92.
16
92 plus 230 gives you 300 and whatever I said.
So I just... Oh, I times 8 with the 2 because I'm stupid.
That's what I'm saying. I kept dropping the 30.
Why did
So
I
what
do
happens
that?
when we have 2 losers? We'll do.
Did you get it right?
Okay, wait, this is
no.
our next question.
No, okay. Hold on, I haven't rubbed the stuff out yet. What is 2x? Oh, is this some weird... Oh, I see, okay.
I mean, oh my god.
Is it? Wait. I got my answer.
Yeah, this
Is the way this works
this
like
isn't
the...
Dota math,
is,
so
is it times, like, the 2 would be times the x, or what? Or is this, like, a number? How does this...
Yeah, you have to solve for x. It's algebra.
But no, is it like...
It
Oh,
is.
it's... so if I put the x as 2, it would be 2 times 2 minus 3 times 2 minus 4.
If you put the numbers what? Sorry?
So, like, say x was 2 in my equation. Is it 2 times 2?
Yep.
And then the answer of that minus 3 times 2?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Minus 4.
I don't know this stuff very well. I'm sorry for everything.
My brain doesn't
is
work.
0.
Oh, this doesn't work either. Oh god. If this is negative numbers, I'm gonna throw this whiteboard. Because I legit can't figure out if that's the case. That can't be right.
I think my favorite thing is Fierce sitting here and his whiteboard is still like.
Mine's empty
on
because
it.
I keep having to remove what I'm doing. I don't. Because it can't. It doesn't work. Am I dumb?
Probably.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, he said time's up. What's our answers?
I don't have one, man. I wrote 3 on my board, but that wasn't the answer. That was just a number. Alright, guys, I give it up. Can we have an easier one next time?
Yeah, I need
want
more time.
I need some 3 minus 1 equals what?
I didn't even put an answer. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, what happens time's up because I need more time to figure this out, unfortunately.
Is it a negative number? I'll get so mad. If it's 2 times minus 2.
Okay,
let me
apparently
finish.
time's up. Yeah, when Fear finishes.
Did you guys finish or what?
I don't have an answer.
Yeah, so okay, whatever. Take my time then.
Okay.
We're in for a long one.
Okay.
Spam and chat the answer,
But
please.
the time is
Help
up.
me out.
You can't.
Yeah, wait, if we wait 5 minutes, then we can just read chat.
So true.
Alright.
Alright, you got it?
Oh no.
Okay, fair enough. Alright. Yep. I have some good maths going on right now.
Oh, I was right.
Perfect.
Wait, what if I'm not actually right? I want to give you the answer. Perfect. Just hold that up.
Yeah!
Here you go. This is Fear's answer.
I want to show my answer. Can we get a zoom in, please?
You got it right, Fear. It's -4.
It was
Perfect.
a minus answer. It's not fair!
Yeah.
Wow. May have got some outside assistance.
You were like writing it down. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect, bro. That's perfect, bro.
I'm proud of what I created. You like him?
Oh
That
my,
is great.
That's what you were doing the whole time?
Yeah, I was just throwing
She
it
was
on
not even
Meepo.
attempting to answer that. Okay, one more.
This game is called Quick Math, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, hold on, I need to remove my Meepo. I hope there's music on the stream because we're just standing in awkward silence while we suck at math.
I mean, the older you get, the
Wait,
worse you get at these
Which
questions,
order
too.
does it go in?
You're meant to know
Isn't
that.
this like a big argument?
Yeah. I actually forgot how to times negative numbers.
I got my answer.
Okay.
Yeah, what order does that go in? I don't even know.
Take this away.
I choose this one.
Take it away.
I choose this one. I hope this is correct.
I mean, I guess I will choose this number.
Guys both have the
We
same
both
number.
chose it. Let's go. Hope
Yeah.
we're right.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
how
could
to
give
do
a
it the other
secondary
way
answer,
around.
I guess.
Oh.
The second answer would be -6
Yeah.
if you did it with the minus first, and then the multiplication. I don't have production in my ear. Yes.
It's -16?
I totally had that.
Yeah,
I just it's a
because-
typo.
Because
What?
Yeah, I mean
Because
it's
it's 2
there.
minus
It's just
16
silent.
puts you in a negative.
Oh, I see.
I mean it's -16.
Which
yeah.
is why the other answer, if you did the minus first, would also still be a -6.
I don't math. I draw. I'm just gonna draw again.
I'd like to say, even though it was abysmal, Fear
sure
won.
was.
Fear won maths. I would say Fear definitely won that one. Anything
Look, here's a juggernaut.
you guys would like to say before we stop embarrassing ourselves to those that may or may not still be watching?
I hope I never have to do this again, because even though I was the victor, it was too hard fought for me. You know, I like the easy victories.
I just, at least I can spell, you know? Like, no one has
So true.
No one has to do maths, but at least I can spell.
You definitely have to do maths. You have to tip, which is a percentage, which is
No,
math.
they just say, oh, put it into the thing, and you go, oh, don't. 10%. Or
That
however
is
much.
true, and most receipts nowadays do the math for you.
I guess so. I guess who needs spelling or maths? Am I right? This is absolutely no reflection of our IQ at all. But luckily, you don't have to listen to us make fools of ourselves anymore, because we are heading to a break, and when we come back, we will be back with our final series of the day.